brand new purple light. Friends, brand new purple light. Friends, facts, brand new purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts, you can get to know the legend. Sacriligous Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the legend. My love, just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. If we don't put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Peace, love, and light to the family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Sacrilegious Sundays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. All right. And that song that you just heard, that right there is the Facts remix, exclusively given to you by the 44 Tops. You dig? And I think one day coming up, maybe on Melanin Monday or Third Eye Thursdays, we have a new, we just got approved by a website called even.com. I don't know how many people are familiar with even.com, but they are a platform that is made specifically for independent artists. You know what I mean? The brother Londrell, Londrell is on there. And La Russell, Lizzie, Jeff, and a few other people are on Even Biz, and they approved us. So our first single on Even is going to be the Facts remix. All right. It's going to be the Facts remix. So I'm going to let y'all know what day we upload it, and it'll be available. And then we'll be able to drop the link. We need the family to support our endeavors, you feel me, as independent artists and whatnot, putting out this music and putting out this art. We look forward to feeding the family some good info, you know, some good tunes and whatnot, some good tunes. You feel me? And then after that, the CD is gonna be coming and whatnot. We're gonna roll out a whole album. And yeah, it's gonna be fire. We have a new commercial. It has some tunes on there. And let me know how y'all like them. All right. We're gonna go to our sponsors for tonight, and that's the Mart 125. Shout out to everybody over there at the mart125.com. And we have our new collection, the Master Teachers. So check this out, and then we're gonna get to the show.
Master Teachers teaching. The ancestors watching, the devil's with the clock. The master teacher's teaching.
seat's got to drop. Talk back to me. Oh, 44 times. To the family. To the family. To the family. To the family. I'm not judging you, I'm just smudging you. It's surprise that you're surprised. I'm not the teacher's teacher, the ancestors watching. The devil spent the bomb on the star seeds got the drum. Talk back to me, the revolution getting digitized. The movement getting monetized. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock, we built pyramids on the rock. With invisible waves in the skies. Spirit took us in the skies. Tears in the motherland's eyes. Watching our people shock and jive. Talk back to me. Talk back to me, 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 talk back to me. Oh, the master teacher's teaching, the ancestors watching, the devil spit the block, but the star seeds got the drop. Talk back to me, Lord, the revolution.
Check that out. You know what I'm talking about? Look, I don't even listen to hip hop no more. You feel me? I don't even listen to shit hop anymore. I'm shifting all the way over to this cosmic soul. You know what I'm talking about? I'm listening to this cosmic soul. It's a movement. You know what I mean? It's a definite movement. You know, the music is tuned to 432 hertz, and we bringing that feeling back. And for anybody that wants to pick up the new drip that we have, the mark125.com is right there at the ticker. And we also have the when you're checking out, we have a 30% sale for the whole month of October, because this is the we observing the Hoodoo Heritage Month, and this is about venerating the ancestors. All right. So the 30% off Day of the Dead sale, you know what I'm talking about, where we venerate our ancestors. We don't practice Halloween, but we definitely do Day de Muertos. You know what I'm saying? The Day of the Dead. The mark125.com. Promo code is save 30. Promo code is save 30. And I want to say thank you to our sponsors for hooking us up. You dig? I want y'all. Do I have a YouTube playlist? I have a YouTube playlist for some of the God Hop, and I have a YouTube playlist for Melanin Monday, Third Eye Thursday, and Saturday Sacrilegious Sunday episodes. But I don't have the playlist for this new wave of music that we have right here, because we don't have videos for it. You know, we don't have videos. But this is the type of music that's coming to evenbiz.com. Evenbiz.com. We're going to have our independent, we're going to go the independent route, and we're going to put our music exclusively on Even. And of course, it's going to have perks and everything. So not Percocets, but perks, like offers. So when you grab the single or when you grab the album, you're also going to get some perks, some Perkingtons. Okay. Yes, that doo-wop cosmic soul. And we need that. We going into The next 4 years, I don't think I could do the next 4 years listening to drill music. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I could go into the next 4 years listening to Little Dirk and Chief Keef and whatnot. We need what I'm saying? We need some music that's gonna keep us balanced and whatnot, because we are about to get on a roller coaster ride. Okay. From November 5th onward, it's going to be a roller coaster ride any way around, regardless of who is selected to be the quote unquote CEO of the corporation called America. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. You better believe your bottom dollar. You know what I mean? And tonight's episode, we're going to take a travel. We're going to take a non-biased observation of the landscape, the political landscape. Now, here's my disclaimer. I don't endorse any one of the two candidates from the two wings of the vulture. I'm not an endorsement. This show is not an open endorsement. I will not be voting. I'm going to be an absentee voter. Don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Me not voting is not going to stop any one of these people from getting into office. And if you try to convince me that that's the case, then you're just going to be talking to a brick wall. I will be voting locally though. That's somewhere where I have a vested interest in local politics, but I'm not going to participate in this quote unquote Zionist fuckery. Okay. Yes. And I'm voting for me. I'm voting for the KT aliens. I want to vote for, Facts Initiative. That's something that I want to pay attention to. And I was going to roll the Facts Initiative out during election season, but when I stepped back and I saw how people are underneath this political spell, and people are literally have their blinders on, and people literally are possessed by some type of two-party demon, I said to myself, you know what? Reserve your energy, bro. You know what I mean? Reserve your energy and just continue to study, continue to work on your projects in silence, and roll it out when the time is right. But the time is not right now. Okay. So let's get into the presentation. Before I even begin, first and foremost, I want to say big ups to everybody who was with us last night. All right. Big ups to everybody who pulled up. All of my KT aliens that was in class. We delivered. You know what I mean? We pulled up and we delivered another classic. Shout out to Q Reeves. You know what I'm saying? He was really giving it up. You know what I mean? He did the damn thing last night. Salute to the God. And salute to everybody who was in the building. You know what I mean? All of the KT aliens. You dig? And the replay for this is available on ktluniversity.com. And I will put that right there on the scroll. Right there on the scroll. You could go ahead and you could pick that up. You feel me? Because as you can see from the family that was in the building, I don't even have to say it. They'll let you know that you missed yourself something. You know what I mean? You missed a classic. And not just a classic. This information is information that you can apply to your everyday life. We talked about, the electromagnetic field. We talked about the aura. Okay. And we talked about how to strengthen it. And we also talked about how it's being weakened and how people could be compromised and basically being taken over and possessed by demonic entities, parasites, whatever you want to call it, right? Dealing with your phone, dealing with electronics, dealing with just not living right. Because when you living right, and when you living in accordance to some type of constitution, because you can't write your own constitution. I don't care what none of these teachers have said. When you're not living in alignment, then you're gonna pay the price. Okay, you're gonna pay the price. Your aura, your auric field, your magnetic force pays the price. So play ignorant if you want. You feel me? And act like you are above the universe. And I'll see you at the platinum party. Okay, I'll see you at the platinum party, because you're gonna be at the platinum party in the parking lot. You know what I mean? Helping people park the cars, because you're not going to make it in the building. You're not going to make it in the building. It's time for us to really take ourselves more serious, because, the stakes are high now. It's no longer play time. And I'm speaking to myself. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking with you. You know what I mean? I got shit that I need to clean up on aisle number 6 as well. So everybody has a part to play. You know what I mean? And I'm going to play my part. So shout out to everybody once again that was in the building. We appreciate your presence and whatnot. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay. So tonight's presentation is entitled, "It is not how you start the race, it's how you finish it." And I don't have to get, we don't have to say anything extra deep about that one. It speaks for itself. It speaks for itself, because how you begin something, oh, that's great. You know what I mean? How you start something out, oh, beautiful. Kudos. You know what I'm saying? You doing your thing. Oh shit, hold on. But it really comes down to how you land your plane. It really comes down to how you ultimately, finish this thing off, how you close out. You know what I'm talking about? Because everybody could start out great. We watch the Olympics and whatnot. You got people that start out great in the race. The Ugandans, the Kenyans with the strong legs and whatnot. You feel me? The Jamaicans and whatnot with the strong legs. And then when they get around to that final lap, you know what I mean? They start, faltering. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that same type of energy, because they burn out, because they took off and they burnt out a lot of energy on the takeoff. And then here comes this girl with the weave in her hair, and she's picking up and accelerating, and then boom, she winds up getting the motherfucking gold medal. You feel me? Because you didn't pace yourself. So, of course, this race that we're seeing and whatnot, dealing with Kamala and Donald Trump, it has a lot of, it wasn't a traditional presidential race, because she was selected to take over. They committed a coup d'etat against Joe Biden in the middle of the race, because he was, quote unquote, not qualified to, he's not even qualified to run the country right now. So I don't even know where he's at, but for the most part, this was like half of a race. Okay. So we're going to speak about this last quarter. We're going to analyze it. We're going to critique it. And we're going to show some articles and whatnot to give everybody a heads up as to what's going on in this quote unquote political theater, because that's exactly what it is, right? It's political theater. Okay. So I just sit back and imagine if this interview took place in the beginning of the race, what would it have done? Right? It's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. For everybody that's a card player and whatnot, and you real good at the game of cards and whatnot, you know that you don't shoot your load in the beginning. You hold that motherfucking card. You hold them hands and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? For all of my spade players out there. You know what I'm talking about? You hold on to them books. So the fact that he got on this show, right? Joe Rogan's podcast. And if anybody's not familiar with who Joe Rogan is in the whole scheme of things, Joe Rogan is the biggest podcaster in the world. Joe Rogan is the bridge or the liaison to, quote unquote, a different type of white America. A different type of white America. He represents a demographics of white America who kind of moved the needle. He's listened to and watched by many Americans. He's seen as the voice. You know what I mean? On some Little Dirk shit. He's seen as the voice. This is the dude from Fear Factor. They was eating bugs and shit back in the days. But somehow, and then he's supposed to be a comedian, but somehow, some way, he's wiggled himself into this podcast space the same way that Joe Budden wiggled himself into the podcast space to represent the blacks and hip hop and whatnot. And this is Joe Budden, Mr. Wife Beater, you know what I mean? Super depressed rapper. You know, he was like a B rapper, but now he's the podfather, right? So the equivalent of Joe Rogan in the black community is Joe Budden, not Shannon Sharp. Okay. Shannon Sharp just popped out this year. And Shannon Sharp's rise to fame was Cat Williams. And when you look at the whole science behind his rise to fame, it wasn't him. It's Cat Williams. Cat Williams could have sat with Tavis Smiley. Cat Williams could have sat with anybody and did what he did, and that video would have went viral. Okay? It was a good combination sitting across from Shannon Sharp, but in the whole scheme of things, Shannon Sharp is not the star. No disrespect to Shannon Sharp, but Cat Williams popped him off. He doesn't have enough skin in the game. He hasn't been in the game long enough. He doesn't do serious interviews like that. He's not Joe Budden will give a better interview than Shannon Sharp. If you really want to get down to it, Joe Budden is more of an intellect. He's more of a journalist than a Shannon Sharp. No disrespect to Shannon Sharp, but this is a football player. Okay? Who likes shits and giggles. He is a sports commentator. Right? So Kamala Harris has not shown up on Joe Budden's couch. Okay. I would rather see Joe Budden not with his cast, like not with all of those people from the Joe Budden. I want to see a one-on-one with Joe Budden and Kamala Harris. I mean, I don't want to see it at this point in the game. I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't think that, the oil that we're looking to come out of that well, if it hasn't come out of that well by now, it's never going to come out of that well. She's not going. I can't sit through a 3-hour Kamala Harris interview. It's going to be heavily redacted, heavily edited. You feel me? There's no trust anymore. And it's not my personal perspective. It's what's been given to me over the past few months of her campaign. She dropped the ball on too many occasions for her to be a personable person. Now, what this interview with Donald Trump did is it established himself as a personable person. Joe Rogan is like Joe Public. He's Mr. America. He's the guy. He's a conversationalist. If you could sit down and have a one-on-one with Joe Rogan and shoot the shit, like, you would be, you're going to be that adaptation is going to be adapted by millions and millions and millions of Americans, not just white America. This is not a white and black thing. You know what I'm saying? Joe Rogan does not just appeal to Caucasians only, the same way that Joe Budden doesn't appeal to Negroes only. You understand? Once again, my disclaimer, this conversation that we're having is not an endorsement of any candidate. This conversation that we're having right now is not to sway anybody in the quote unquote audience as to who you're going to vote for. Whoever you're going to vote for, keep it to yourself, right? That's how it should be. And that's how it's always been. When you go inside of that goddamn booth, it's a fucking curtain. And it's a reason why there's a curtain. I don't care who you vote for. It doesn't make me no difference. You should not wear that shit on your sleeve. Who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, who the hell cares? I'm giving you the facts. So this was the conversation. The shit went super viral. 12 million in one day. No. 20 million in one day, right? 20 million in one day. I watched it. I didn't watch the whole 3 hours. I gave it an hour and change. He was up there doing the regular Trump shit. Trump lives in an alternative universe. Trump lies so much that he believes his lies. He got up there with a straight face and said, Joe,
you know, I went to the White House. I mean, I was there 17 times, but I never spent the night until I was president. I took Melania and I went into the Lincoln bedroom. I had to see the bed where Lincoln laid in, and it was a beautiful bed, I build hotels, so I know about decor. It was a beautiful room. I mean, this whole White House thing, they don't speak about the luxury. It's the most luxurious place I've ever seen, you know. And old Abraham, Abe is what they used to call him. Abe, he was depressed. Yeah, Abe in his pictures, he always looks sad because Abe had a son named Tad, and Tad was 6 years old. And by his bedside, he tries to give you like that old conversationalist, but while he's shooting the shit, he's lying with a straight face. He's a dangerous man. You know what I'm saying? And his cult, the MAGAs and the QAnons and everybody else that's caught up in his Trump fucking spell, right? They also now live in an alternative universe where everything is a conspiracy and anything that comes out of this man's pie hole is seen as facts. This nigga said, Abe, him and his wife, they were both depressed because they lost their son, Tad. Come to find out, the damn son died 6 years after Abraham Lincoln died. Joe. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, nigga? So Joe Rogan is not even fact checking, right? He's not even fact checking the most basic shit. So once you not fact, I don't even study history of fucking Abe Lincoln, and I knew that the damn child died afterwards. So I was like, what is he talking about? This nigga's literally in an alternative universe. But that's Donald Trump for you. This was the presidential candidate that introduced the world to alt facts. Now, people might brush off alt facts like, alt facts, people stretch the truth, you know what I'm saying? People just interpret the hit. No, nigga, you don't understand the heaviness or the dexterity of what alt facts. He created an alternative universe. He created an alternative universe with this alt facts type of shit, because him and Kelly Conaway back in 2016, right, decided that they were going to create an alternative universe by using something called alt facts, right? They took lying to a whole nother level where they created a whole nother alternative reality based off of all of the quote unquote stretches of truth that he was doing. So he lives in a reality where he doesn't speak the truth. He speaks alt facts, meaning that in his dimension or in his world, right, in Trump's universe, that's what happened and that's what it is type shit. That's gonna create, I mean, niggas was already kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but when you look at the MAGAs and the QAnons, if you go to a Trump rally, everybody's fucking 730. Okay, everybody's a little touched over there because they're underneath this spell by this liar. He is a chronicle liar. He's more than just a chronicle liar. He lies so much that he believes his lies. Okay? He lies so much that he believes these lies. So everybody was saying that the best thing that she can do, Kamala that is that she can go on Shannon Sharp. Well, she went and did that. Because now it's this little tit for tat. Well, if he's on Joe Rogan, she has to be somewhere else. No, she don't. The fuck? No, she don't. They're different type of candidates. If you haven't figured that out by now, he's a conversationalist. She's not a conversationalist. Okay? She's a conversationalist.
I mean, he's a Donald Trump. He loves to talk. He's a talker. He's a New Yorker. We like to talk. We got the fucking gab. We got the gift of gab down pat. That's the shit that New Yorkers have perfected. We got slick tongue, slick mouths, and we love to shoot the shit. That's what, if you know any New Yorker, if they a real New Yorker, they like to talk. That's what we like to do. We like to talk, and we talk loud, and we talk bold. This white man is from Queens. This white man is from Queens, Donald Trump, that is. For people who from New York, y'all, the rest of the world, the reason why y'all are shell shocked is because y'all not used to white folks like Donald Trump. I travel around the world. The white people in Georgia is not like this white man. The white people in Miami, the white people in LA, all of the places that I've been to, y'all got weird white folks. They not lit like that. Yet your white people are not lit. They don't have no personality. They not lit. This nigga's lit. Okay. He's a New Yorker who hangs out with niggas. Okay. He came up around Mike Tyson, Don King. He came up around purebred. He was around hip hop, hitting lines, fucking with whores. You know what I'm saying? And doing whatever white rich men do in New York. That's what he does. Don't fall for the okie doke. So when we hear him talking his shit, we be laughing because we know niggas from Queens that are just like that. You know what I'm talking about? The mafia comes out of Queens. Yeah, he calls himself the Teflon Don. The fucking mafia comes out of Howard Beach in Queens. He's mimicking the mob. He's mimicking mobsters. He's mimicking wise guys. You know what I'm saying? That's all he does is mimic the wise guys. And he came up in Washington and he put those white boys on notice because they mostly squares. Most of them are Poindexters and they're squares and whatnot. And for them, he was like a white nigga. He was worse than a wigger because he wasn't trying to act black. He's like a mobster in a sense. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't ready for that. They don't know what to do with him. So he's been able to encapsulate the impressionable minds of all of these white fragility, white inferiority, all of these little incels, these little dick energy white boys who need a daddy. They need somebody to fight for them. They need a great white hope. You understand? They always needed that. They cannot stand on their own. They always needed somebody to be he's gonna speak for us. They need a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? He's their Hulk Hogan in politics. He's their fucking Triple H in politics. You know what I mean? Like that's literally who he is for them. Okay. It's no coincidence that all of them watch wrestling. They should have an exit poll when they go to this poll. How many of you niggas watch wrestling when they come out of the polls? I promise you 85% of white men across the board are going to fit the same profile. Okay. They're going to fit the same profile. Yeah, you see, this nigga Knuckles look like he do push-ups on him. You know what I mean? What's up with her neck? Here we go. So, the video. Why did they? They should have did it live, but you know that you can't do a Kamala interview live. This shit is gonna be wild edited. I doubt that it's gonna be 3 hours. She probably gonna give him a good 30 minutes, a hot quickie. You know what I'm talking about? She gonna give Shannon a good quickie and she's out of there. 2 humps like a camel. And she's out of there. She ain't gonna be answering no heavy questions. Shannon Sharp don't press the line. You know what I'm talking about? Shannon Sharp don't press the line. He's not known to ask hard questions. He's not known to press the line. So he's gonna do a look at his teeth already. He's gonna be showing them new fucking teeth. Look at them teeth. You know what I mean? He got his swag on. The suit is extra tight. You know what I'm talking about? The suit is extra tight. He went and got that. He went and got the alteration and told them, nah, knock that shit down a few inches. We trying to be, I'm trying to, you know what I mean? He looked like he got on some Old Spice and whatnot. He's trying to show off them pectoids and whatnot. He's trying to show off them pectoids. And I promise you, he don't got on socks that type of time. He's on that type of time.
She, her, they, them, it's Democrats. What do you expect?
So now we got the McDonald's controversy.
The Kamala campaign is so desperate, they Photoshop her from here. She, her, they, them, it's Democrats. What do you expect?
So she's so thirsty to say, yeah, I used to work at McDonald's while I was listening to Tupac, that they said that she went ahead and photoshopped her head on the body of a Caucasoid worker. Okay. So here we got Donald Trump is inside of McDonald's flipping fries, and she's like, I used to do that. But come to find out, they found out. I mean, they've been exposing her left and right, left and right. Candace Owens is on her tail. Pause. She is on her ass when it comes to exposing. Candace Owens is out here cooking that lady, bro. I promise you. The shit is ugly and whatnot. So one thing that has taken place in this presidential campaign, right? Even though she came in the race very late and whatnot, is that corporate, right? There's a new player in town when it comes to the political arenas. And oh yeah. How can I forget about Judge Joe Brown? If she wins the election, she gonna pull some stunts, get Judge Brown. She gonna get Judge Joe Brown deported wherever his peoples is from. They're gonna do that nigga DNA test. If he got peoples from Sweden, that's where they gonna send his ass, because he can't be in America while she president. The way he been cooking, you know what I'm talking about? She gonna send what's her husband name? Doug. She gonna send Doug and Doug and a bunch of thugs to go take care of Judge Joe Brown, nigga. Cause he been riding her back. You know what I mean? He been doing her dirty. He's talking crazy about her. Lord Jamal, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Lord Jamal, you have to understand where you at, fam. Lord Jamal went on big platform and called her the B word. Lord Jamal, you the OG. I fucks with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I love seeing you in a suit. Keep the suits on. I like that. Don't ever put on that, because you know what I'm saying? Keep the suit budget, my nigga. Keep the suit budget. Stay in Men's Warehouse. That's a good look on you with the bald head and the suits. Don't wear a hat. Don't smoke weed, fam. It's looking good for you. But as it's looking good, don't fuck up a good thing, man. God damn. You on a big platform and you calling her a bitch. Nigga, that's too personal. Did she run out on a bill or something? You know, did she dine and dash on you, nigga? That's too personal. Yeah, he was on Piers Morgan, nigga. That's too personal. You need to dial it back a little bit. Don't be calling no woman a bitch. I don't give a fuck how diabolical you think she is. That we reserve language like that for Hillary Clinton. Not for the Punjabi lady over here. Don't do that. You fucking up a good thing, bro. You know what I'm talking about? He apologized. It's too late. It's too late. Piers Morgan is like a job interview. Nigga, Piers Morgan, nigga, that's like a job interview. You could set your whole year up off a good experience on Piers Morgan. That you get off the Chitlin circuit. That's like getting signed to the label. God damn it. I don't think y'all understand the podcast money game. I really don't. Go listen to a little bit of Charleston White. They'll explain to you the money that's involved. This shit is a cottage. This is an industry, fam. They're niggas is getting real checks out of this. Real money out of this. I'm talking about real money. You could run it up. You could run it up. I'm trying to get this nigga out the Chitlin circuit. You need to get up there and speak like you have some fucking sense, Mr. Jamal. You need to anglicize that name, nigga. Instead of Lord Jamal, you need to be Sir Jamal or something. You know what I'm talking about? You go ahead and anglicize the name, man. Get your bag. You know what I mean? Because this shit is not gonna last for long. You know what I mean? Once the Jaguar Writers out here taking all you niggas money for the P. Diddy shit, she's somewhere right now kicking, punching the air and kicking the wall because Little Durk got locked up and he took away the fucking P. Diddy hype. You know what I mean? Gene Deal and they out here looking at their Cash App and punching the air. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, man, it's fucking up my bag. You know what I'm saying? We riding this shit out until 2026. 2026, nigga. 2026. You see, the minute Little Dirk got locked up, 8,000 fucking YouTube channels talk about Little Dirk got locked up. Yo, Little Dirk is in jail. Yo, Little Dirk is finished. Yo, Little Dirk is done. Little Dirk is done. Like, I hate this YouTube shit, man. They need to really, I think that, man, I'm not, man. This shit is too fucking saturated, bro. God damn. They don't even make it fun anymore. The fuck? And they all saying the same thing. They all saying the same thing. I don't even think that the nigga who they say snitched on him. So everybody's wrong. Talking about, yo, he was wearing a wire. There's nowhere in the paperwork that it says that. Everybody's wrong. They're running with the same stories. Fucking DJ Academics is like the Associated Press. Everybody's getting their information from him. He's like Thomas Reuters now. That's how bad this shit has gotten, bro. We're really in the slumps. But let me continue. So there's the corporate interests, because they didn't raise no $1 billion off of grandma's breaking the piggy bank, nigga. That's not what that is. All of that gassed up shit about, oh, there was a Zoom call with 4,000 black women. That nigga, and they raised 800 million. Lies, you know what I mean? That's propaganda. That was the first propaganda that set it off. But you got to remember, when you talk about the Democrats, you talking about the liberals. When you talk about the liberals, you're talking about the small hats. When you're talking about the small hats, that's who owns the media. They own publications. They own the airwaves. That's big media. That's social media. That's CBS, Fox, and all of that. That's the small hats. And that when you hear the words, when they always say liberal, literally what liberal is the Jews who act like they like black people. You know what I'm saying? It's basically that. But when you hear liberal, think small hat. It's just another word of a small hat. Okay? So all of that, yo, what is she gonna do for black people? And P. Diddy's locked up, nigga. Who's throwing the bag at her? Alicia Keys? Like, who's her? What black interest group is a part of that $1 billion that's coming to give to campaign for Kamala? Maybe the Divine Nine was able to, gather a few dollars and whatnot and throw a little bag, a little Birkin bag to her, but they not no deep pockets. These Divine Nine ass niggas got jobs. All of these sorority, fraternity, Q dog niggas, they are the glorified help of corporate America. They not no entrepreneurs. They don't own nothing. They not no big ballers. Them niggas got jobs. The fuck? They the glorified help. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, they the glorified help. Rising power to Walter Williams. As a matter of fact, I have to put that out there. We'll talk about that on Melanin Monday, and we'll give him his proper eulogy. That's a master teacher. If anybody's unfamiliar with Walter Williams, he made transition and whatnot. She getting big bags from big dollars, from big donors. Okay, she's doing big dollars from big donors. He's getting big dollars from big donors too. Okay, he's getting big dollars from big donors too. He got Elon in the pocket. I mean, we could go down a list of who's giving who money. I don't care about that. It's not really that important. This right here, though, is important. Earlier this year, was it this year? No, it was last year, if my memory serves me correct, when I did the episode called Behold a Pale-Faced Horseman. I did an episode called Behold a Pale-Faced Horseman. That might have been on the old platform before they took it and whatnot. But what it was doing in that episode is it was one of the first times that I publicly, exposed Elon Musk. for not being the person who you think he is, right? And I also put Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, and Andreessen Horowitz on that list. These are 4 horsemen. We call them the pale-faced horsemen. And what they deal with and why they're dangerous is because they are, quote unquote, the 4 horsemen of big tech. Multi-trillions, like trillions of dollars, not 1 trillion, not 2 trillion, multiple trillions of dollars in combined, quote unquote, revenue, right? And what they're doing is they're the ones that are pushing transhumanism, and they're pushing this quote unquote agenda to, give rise to the Antichrist. And I'm not even on some religious type shit. I'm not a religious type of person, but they are behind the Antichrist. They're behind giving rise to Skynet. They want to bring about they want to bring online a sentient quote unquote being, right? A sentient being, artificial, beyond just artificial intelligence with Chat GPT. They're working on some whole nother shit. Okay. Yeah, Ray Kurzweil is their master teacher, right? These 4 horsemen are the students of a Ray Kurzweil. You feel me? Ray Kurzweil is the one who put out the 4 epochs of time and whatnot. He's the master teacher. He's the one who's all about transhumanism, and he charted and he gave like a roadmap as to when man will basically interface with a super intelligent life form, which is called AGI, artificial general intelligence, or what they call super intelligence. And these are going to be the people behind it. But outside of that, they're also dealing with not just transhumanism, dealing with AI, but they're also dealing with reversing aging. They're also dealing with extending the life expectancy of man from 100 to like 250. So these are technocrats, right? They imagine how cocky they're gonna be if they could live to be 250 and you got to die at 60. And in order to be like them, you got to have billions of dollars. The same way that they like, yo, if you want to come to Mars or if you want to go to the moon, you got to give us $500,000 for a ticket type shit. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. He's gotten behind Trump as not just MAGA, he's dark MAGA. You understand? And he said it, he outed himself. He popped out, like a little boy and whatnot. And he's like, yeah, I'm dark MAGA. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just regular MAGA. I'm on some dark MAGA shit, on some Homelander type shit. You feel me? Like he's ready to go dark, dark, dark with it. You know what I mean? You said Elon is an alien. Shit, you giving aliens, the aliens might get mad by if you say some shit like that. He's a humanoid. Him and fucking Mark Zuckerberg, like, you see them robots that they be rolling out in Japan. Them niggas look similar to how these niggas look. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if these are some advanced humanoids and whatnot. Because when it comes to technology, they're only giving you the shit that they give the public and whatnot is literally like 10 years old. 10 years old. So check out what he said about Kamala.
Even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless. Even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless. What do you achieve? Nothing.
No, it's totally right.
Another puppet.
Exactly. That's
It's no point in killing.
it's deep and true, though.
Nobody's trying to kill Joe Biden.
It's in,
It would be
bless you.
pointless.
So he's sitting there with Tucker Carlson. And this is something that for y'all that are Democrats, I'm not doing your job for you. Y'all are some lazy ass motherfuckers. First of all, y'all are, you know what I mean? Like, y'all are highly suspect to me. Y'all should have been cooking this dude. How the fuck you gonna get on? He's sitting with Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson has the biggest platform out of all of the journalists. He has a bigger platform than Piers Morgan. Tucker Carlson, nigga. And he was like, yo, nobody wants to kill Kamala because it's not worth it. Because their candidate has all of these fake ass assassination attempts. He didn't get shot. I take that shit is false. He's hiding his medical. This is Trump I'm talking about. He's hiding his medical records. There was a reenactment. I wish I had the video to show it. And some white boys got together and you know how they do. You know the white boys. They not, you know what I'm saying? They'll give you you know what I mean? They're gonna investigate some shit. So they set up a dummy. They set up like a mannequin and whatnot, and they shot the fucking AR-15. You know what I mean? And the mannequin's ear got torn off from the velocity of the AR-15 bullet just going near the ear, not grazing the ear. So either Donald Trump is literally Homelander, he's an X-Men, he's a fucking mutant, you know what I'm saying? Where he heals like Wolverine, or you niggas got sold some Vince McMahon shit, you know what I mean? Some fake ass wrestling shit, and you fell for it. And when they discovered that it was a lie, it will be too late. He'll be in the White House telling you, kick rocks, nigga, with Elon Musk talking greasy to you. But here you got Elon, fanboy. He's a fanboy. There's nothing worse than a fanboy. You know, he's a fucking fanboy. He doesn't, I don't respect fanboys. You said you think he got shot? Yes. And you think that The Rock is also a professional, you know, boxer, right? Right? Of course you thought he got shot. You thought that that Hulk Hogan was really bleeding in WrestleMania 20 when he got hit with the fucking chair. You're the same person. You know what I mean? I don't expect you to see the shit for what it is. I don't expect you to see it for what it is. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people in this world who you know, you could sell a fucking bridge in Brooklyn to, and they'll pull up. It's a nigga in Nigeria that sold niggas an airport that didn't exist. So that just goes to show you how easily duped the unsuspecting public is, nigga. It's a free for all on the dumbed down public these days. And I don't blame these politicians because they know that niggas don't know what the fuck is going on. And people don't have, they can't discern anything at this point. They're literally, they until somebody says this what it is, nigga, then they're gonna, whatever you tell people at this point, they going for it. Dead ass. Whatever you tell people, they going for it. So I don't expect nobody to have a critical mind when the media is like, he got shot. When everybody's like, he got shot. Of course you're gonna think he got shot. Nigga, he didn't get shot. He didn't get shot the first time. He damn sure didn't get shot the second time and the third time. All of that fake ass. There's an attempt on his life. That's all cap. The whole shit was cap. He was doing that for sympathy votes. He didn't even get grazed. That's a fucking lie. Like I said, I trust science. If you look at it, there's videos out there will show you a AR-15 grazing your ass. You're not gonna make it. Your shit is gonna look crazy. It's gonna tear your ear off. Go and ask the drill rappers. It's gonna tear your ear. I mean, either that or he's a drill rapper. It's either one or two, because the drill rappers, they be getting shot at 18 times with a fucking AR-15 and a switch. And they be on live the next day like, you miss me, sucker. Like, these are mutants right here. These little niggas that drink quarter waters and whatnot and be eating the fucking pork rinds out of the corner store. There's something different with these niggas. Like, they different. These YN, these little ninjas, they got mutant blood. So either he's a, because Trump be with the drill rappers. Trump was with Chef G and Sleepy Hollow. Them niggas have a RICO charge. Do you know that? Do you know that they came out of jail for murders? And like a few months later, they was on stage with Donald Trump. This is Chef G and Sleepy Hollow from Brooklyn. Brooklyn drill rappers. Violent, nigga. They was on Rikers Island for years. How you get on stage with Donald Trump? Then he went to Philadelphia and he was with the light-skinned nigga Quan 017, another drill rapper with mad bodies and whatnot. How, Sway? How is this happening? He's chilling with Sniper Gang and Kodak. You know what I'm talking about? This nigga's ratchet, bro. He went to Detroit and was with all of the dope boys. He was with Trick Trick. He was with Vizo. Like, I think this nigga is a trapper. I think he might have some drill in his system. He might be drinking lean on the side of something, because niggas that drink lean, you could shoot them and they don't bleed. So it's either one or two. It's not the other one. All right, so Elon Musk's dark MAGA conversion could spell election chaos. Once seen as a real-life Iron Man, the Tesla chief has morphed into a total Trump fanboy. I didn't just, this is the media saying it. And admits that he'll be fucked if the former president loses. Will he use X to throw a wrench in the works if Harris wins? Right? This article is just showing how he's just a D rider. It's nothing really, you know? So she's getting to the bag. And boy, oh boy, is she using that money. Boy, oh boy, is she using that money. Them niggas text my phone 4 times today. I didn't give Kamala my, no, I winked at her. I seen her in the airport. I winked at her. You know what I mean? I winked at her. I didn't give her my IG. I didn't give her my number. I heard that shit about Willie Brown. You know, that's an auntie. I winked at her. You know what I mean? Hey, how the fuck did she get my number though? That's a stalker. Kamala Harris is stalking Red Pill. Okay? Because not only is she texting me about, did you vote yet? She's on my YouTube. It's late night. I'm watching 4-hour drill fucking documentaries, and here comes Kamala. Do you know that Donald Trump wants to tax the rich? But if you vote for me, I'll bring back the middle class. Nigga, if you don't get off of my YouTube, I'm watching ignorant shit. Like, why you interrupted the YouTube? Like, they using that billions of dollars. They done went on Facebook marketing. They went on the back office of Facebook marketing and dropped about $2 billion, because they everywhere, nigga. I promise you, they are everywhere. They're everywhere, unapologetically. They all over the phones. They took this shit to another level. I thought Obama had the social media shit on lock. He didn't meet Kamala, nigga. She's crushing that shit. She's crushing that shit. Yeah, I'll lower the food prices. Yeah, I looked at that while I was on fucking self-checkout at Kmart, Kamala, at Walmart, nigga. I was paying $300 for 8 bananas and some almond milk. When you talk about you gonna lower why don't you lower it today? What the fuck? I read the manual on vice presidents, but you got power. You got some say so. What the fuck? If you really wanted to win, you would have came online and was like, you know what? We dropped the price of milk back to $2, the same way that they was doing with gas when Joe Biden was trying to get elected. You know what I'm saying? You know, the bread is $2.50 now. Nigga, you would have got my vote. You would have got my vote. But she's talking about restoring the middle class whilst destroying the middle class. You talk about cognitive dissonance. A lot of people are going to need to see therapists after this goddamn election, because they're literally pissing on your head and telling you that it's raining. Okay? I feel sorry for all of the nanas out there who's falling for this shit. Hood, sink, and liner. Hood, liner, and sink. Hook, liner, and sink, nigga. They are cooking. They cooking on the double talk. They really cooking on the double talk. Okay? And people that are talking about, oh, stuff was cheaper with Trump. No, it wasn't. I went to St. Croix, St. Thomas. I went to the Virgin Islands in 2019. This was when Trump was in office, and the bread was $7. Okay. They said Puerto Rico had inflation everywhere, but the states of America already had inflation. I went because the Virgin Islands is a part of the USA. I went there before Joe Biden got into office. This was before the lockdown, and they had inflation. Where's the family from the Virgin Islands that's watching this? Please share with the family. If you're from Puerto Rico, because I went to Puerto Rico too, but it wasn't as bad as the Virgin Islands. Them people was stressed out. They was hurting and whatnot all the way back then. All the way back then underneath Trump. So I don't even want to hear that shit. That this is an America thing, because both of them is sending untold billions of dollars to the people that don't deserve it. I never met nobody from the Ukraine that I was feeling like that. I don't have no interest in helping out niggas from the Ukraine. Okay? Facts. Definitely not Israel. The fuck? So anyway, she's getting to the bag. They raising money, but they're not raising money. They're gaining money from donors that are ultra national companies. Okay. They're getting money from big corporations and whatnot who have interests. So when if she does get elected, she have a lot of people to handle before Negroes get invited to the White House and start pleading for reparations and goddamn Jordans. You know what I'm saying? She don't have no time for you niggas, because you're not giving up no bread. You're not giving up no cash. Okay? You're not a part of these funding campaign. You're not a super donor. You're not an interest group. You're not a lobbyist. You're not nothing. So how the hell you coming with empty hands? And just because you a man, a black man, you think she's supposed to look out for you? That ain't how that shit works. You niggas gonna learn politics one day. Okay? You're gonna learn politics one day, because that ain't politics.
And using the media as a foil.
So here's Donald Trump and the whole thing with the media.
Now, some people say he's, basically performing, and using the media as a foil is part of that performance. But I think there is something more dangerous. He plans to use the powers of the government in ways that he didn't do 4 years ago, in part because there were people around him who said, Mr. President, we can't do that. It's against the law. Those people have all been pushed out. Now he's surrounded by people who will basically give him whatever he wants. The potential for really going after news organizations and individual journalists is much stronger this time than it was 8 years ago.
I never heard no scary music when they was talking about Kamala though. Peep the shit though. They give you the horror, the Michael Myers motherfucking theme music when they talk about Trump. It's always scary with this nigga. You know what I'm talking about? He's an old ass. He's not scary to me. He got black grandmothers shook. He got black women scared to death. You know what I'm saying? They always play this scary ass music. Why they don't do that with Joe ugly ass Biden?
He's, basically performing, and using the media as a foil is part of that performance. But I think there is something more dangerous. He plans to use the powers of the government in ways that he didn't do 4 years ago, in part because there were people around him who said, Mr. President, we can't do that. It's against the law. Those people have all been pushed out. Now he's surrounded by people who will basically give him whatever he wants.
So Trump begins to openly embrace and amplify false fringe QAnon conspiracy theory. Now, I had said this before, that the most dangerous element in America, in my humble opinion, and it's not even the drill rappers and whatnot, because they dangerous, but they not that dangerous. They dangerous amongst one another, but they could be contained and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? What's more dangerous to me, and what's more quote unquote of a threat to the fabric of society, is the rise in the QAnon Trumper Black MAGA conspiracy theorist who believe the most craziest, most unproven, the most zaniest shit ever. Okay, they believe the most zaniest shit ever. They are, I mean, we got a contingency of people who look like us, melanated, who's batshit crazy too. Them niggas in them barbershops is batshit crazy. And the crackheads that be by the projects talking about Trump and everything, yeah, they crazy too. But the numbers of these people, they filling up football stadiums. They got numbers, bro. They are batshit crazy. And some of y'all are batshit crazy too. I follow you on IG. People be reposting the dumb shit. JFK Jr., right? The one that fucking died in long time ago. And his plane went into the water. Did you see JFK Jr. in the crowd at the Trump rally? He had the fucking t-shirt that said Junior. You know what I mean? And you got black people who I used to respect reposting stupid dumb shit like that. I just gotta unfollow. You know what I mean? You need something more severe than an unfollow, because you retarded. The fuck? You just retarded. You know what I'm saying? Like, people they've turned into, their brains have rotted over the past few years with this stupid ass QAnon shit. Oh, do you know that they rescued all of the kids from the tunnels? Well, where's the fucking press conference? Could we see some of these children? Could we talk to these children, nigga? Because allegedly y'all niggas are rescuing all kind of people from tunnels. Did you hear the explosion last night? Yeah, that was Trump. He was rescuing John F. K. Jr. Remember, these are the Tea Party people. They just jump on new shit. These were the birthers. They were like, Obama's a Moor. He's a Muslim. He's from Tehran. He's from Saudi Arabia. These are these same crackers from Cracker Barrel. They just sit around Cracker Barrel and just come up with a fucking a false imagination of reality, bro. And y'all be feeding into that shit. And I hate that for you. Yeah, you know they were hiding more baby oil in the Diddy tunnels. Do you know why he had so much baby oil? Because they said that you can slide through the tunnels. They were lubricating the tunnels. I know somebody that works for the Green Berets. They had to extract Quincy Combs from the tunnel. Like, if you niggas don't stop it, bro. Y'all making this shit not fun anymore, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all are making this shit not fun no more. But let me read the article. By now, you've probably heard of QAnon, the internet conspiracy theory that has taken hold among many on the American right. But you may still have questions about exactly what is going on. QAnon was once a fringe phenomenon, the kind most people could safely ignore. Do you know what safely ignore? That means that I could scroll past, that I'm on the internet and I see crazy shit. Like, I used to be in a supermarket and they had the National Enquirer. I could safely walk by that shit and not feel offended. I'm like, oh shit. According to the National Enquirer, Princess fucking Diana now works at the Statue of Liberty in the gift shop because she's hiding from the Mossad, according to the National Enquirer. You know what I mean? And then there was people reading that shit and taking that shit for facts, but they didn't have the internet back then. They just had phones. So a nigga will go home and start calling their relatives and be like, do you know Princess Diana works at the night? And you could hang up on them like, shut the fuck up. Take your medicine. You know what I'm saying? Now, instead of calling somebody on a rotary phone, you just put it on Twitter. Okay. or you have your fucking Facebook group of all of your reject friends from high school and shit. And now y'all, oh my goodness, I took a picture. Do you know we have to go to the Statue of Liberty to meet Princess Diana? She works on Wednesdays, on odd days, because those are the days that the lizard people, they don't come outside on odd days because, you know, according to the gematria, you know, all of this dumb shit. You know what I mean? And now when I'm scrolling on my timeline, I'm offended. I can't just scroll by it anymore because it's rows and rows and rows and rows of that shit. And now melanated people who have become niggas for Trump, y'all are outside regurgitating that shit. And I want to hurt you. You know what I'm talking about? I want to fucking hurt you. You know what I mean? Because you've reached a new level of stupidity in my eyes. That's a pet peeve of mine. Okay? That's a big pet peeve of mine. You know what I mean? There's just one agreement with me. You have to be anchored in reality for me to respect you. The minute your ass start floating around and you just all over the place, you lost me, bro. I don't respect it. You know, I don't respect no dumbass shit because you taking the easy way out. You don't want to do the research. You don't want to read the book. You don't want to follow up and research. You just taking everything that somebody tells you, and it's in the conscious community too. On some of these channels, these niggas get up here and say anything. I need some fact check. I need a slideshow. Show me some fucking proof of what you talking about, fam. Because you just literally saying anything at this point. Okay. And then you got these women and these men and these goddamn children regurgitating that shit, sending me DMs and whatnot of your dumb ass saying shit just because you could say it. And I'm offended. You might as well be QAnon, my niggas. I need the new look, fact checks on all YouTube channels, man. Fuck that. You know what I'm talking about? I need fact checks, man. You niggas just can't get up there and say what y'all want to say, bro. Just because it sound cool. It don't even sound good. You don't even sound like you believe it type shit. I heard a nigga say, yo, the CIA is trying to come and get me because they know I got 11 bodies. I heard a nigga say that with a face tat. You know what I'm talking about? With a straight face. I'm like, yeah, these niggas done lost it. They've been listening to too much Little Dirk, nigga. What the fuck? God damn it. You know what I'm saying? The cocaine, fuck that. Nigga, fuck cocaine, nigga. Goddamn fentanyl is a hell of a drug, nigga. Fentanyl is a hell of a drug. These niggas, fuck cocaine, nigga. These niggas is on the Fetty Wap. For real. And they going live right after a good bump. They on a Fetty Wap. Real talk. And I hate that for y'all, that y'all have to sit through that, because these are some of your favorite teachers and whatnot. These are the people who brought you into consciousness. So you feel, you feel compelled to still follow these niggas and listen to whatever they say. And you know they lying. And you know they lying. You be like, yo, son is lit. Anyway. QAnon was once a fringe phenomenon, the kind that most people could safely ignore. But recently, it has gone mainstream. Ugh. In 2020, QAnon supporters flooded social media with false information about COVID, the Black Lives Matter protests, and the presidential election, and recruited legions of new believers to their ranks. A December poll by NPR found that 17% of Americans believe that the core falsehood of QAnon, that a group of Satan-worshiping elites who run a child sex ring are trying to control our politics and media, was true. Now, what I would say about that is this, that it's almost like a misinformation campaign to take away the people who were really giving the truth, right? Because there was people that were really exposing the Satan-worshiping elites who run what they call a child sex ring, but which would be called a rat line and whatnot. There are real researchers online. There was really people exposing shit like that. But they've been completely covered over, and they've been washed away by all of this fake shit. You know what I'm talking about? Because even in the QAnon literature, when you even get into the information, it's a rabbit hole that leads you to nowhere. Yeah, Jeff Epstein, and they run with the Epstein shit, but nigga, they wasn't talking about Epstein before Epstein got locked up, bro. We were. They wasn't on top of that shit. They just throwing that name out there because it's a name, but they can't go deep on a Weinstein. They didn't give you, they wasn't breaking no stories about Diddy. They're all over Diddy now, but they could only talk about shit after it gets exposed. They're not the investigators. They're not telling you, yo, this is something to look at right here. You know, they don't do the work of the white boy that I'll be showing, Ian Carroll, right? The white boy with the long hair who be breaking shit down. They not researchers like that. He's giving you sources, real journalism. Give me your primary sources. Give me where you got this from. Don't just be saying shit, bro. That's not how information works. You know? Yeah, they gotta wait for a Netflix story to come out, then they start talking about it. You know what I mean? And then they add it to their little conspiracy theories. You know? Followers of the movement participated in a deadly Capitol riot in January, and other QAnon believers have been charged with violent crimes, including kidnappings, assassination plots, and the 2019 murder of a mafia boss in New York. A terrorism bulletin issued by the Department of Homeland Security in late January warned of increasing violence from domestic extremist groups, including conspiracy theory communities like QAnon. So now they are the fall guy, right? They're the new fall guy. They didn't give out those things when white boys was out here murking niggas during the Trump presidency. Real ops, right? Real quote unquote white supremacist groups. They're gonna use QAnon as the fall guy, as the lackey and whatnot, while they don't pay attention to the real groups whose names that they don't want to say in the media, because people will start researching and looking into them. They keep those people protected and whatnot. But the new fall guys are these people and whatnot. So check this out. Just the other day in Houston, you know, just the other day in Houston, they brought Kamala, right, to the rally, and they brought Miss Beyonce Knowles. It was Tina was there, Matthew was there, goddamn Kelly Rowland was there. So people thought that they was getting a free concert, but Kelly Rowland came out wearing a fucking zoot suit. You know what I'm talking about? Kelly Rowland came out wearing a fucking zoot suit. You know what I mean? And Beyonce came out there and talked for a few minutes and then bounced. Check this out. Look at wait. Look at the teeth. Look at the teeth, right? You know what a shit face is? Anybody ever had a shit face when you know you getting embarrassed, but you got to keep the smiling going? But you know what I'm saying? But underneath your neck, your neck is getting tight, your collar is getting tight on you and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You like, I wish this shit will finish. In 1 minute feels like 10 minutes. You ever been through that? I got publicly embarrassed before. Check this out. She low-key looked like Lala from MTV, right? She low-key looking like Lala. Let me find out she got some surgery. And that Indian mind of hers. And that Indian mind of hers. She's like, you fucking peasants. You can look at her, she's like these fucking peasants, you know what I'm saying? She's looking like Homelander when he's about to laser the crowd. He's like, you fucking underlings, how dare you boo me? You know what I'm saying? And like, I was just with Queen Bee, ho. Somebody said, no, that's Kamala. That's not Beyonce. Beyonce's right here.
Texas was absolutely insane. You saw Beyonce and Kelly Rowland walked out. Kelly looked like Beetlejuice, and then after that, Kamala walks out. Right, she gives him the hug, and everybody's so mad because they're like, "What? What? Beyonce only spoke for 3 minutes? I thought we were gonna get a free concert. Wait, what? What's going on?" Wait, why is she hugging Kamala? I thought this was a concert. Oh, and then Kelly and Beyonce have a nice little moment, reminiscing. And then everybody realizes it was a bait and switch, and they walked their butts out. As soon as Kamala got on that dang stage, everybody was pissed off, rightfully so. They duped us. They duped the entire city of Houston, Texas. 30,000 pissed off people right before an election less than 2 weeks away. What is Kamala Harris thinking? It was a night to forget, I'll tell you that much. Kamala Harris should be ashamed.
It was a fucking Temu concert, nigga. She got Temu. Them people showed up and got Temu Beyonce. So here they go booing her. She looked like a Temu Beyonce. Temu Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? She thought she had the crowd. She thought she was gonna cook. Let her cook. She should have brought Glorilla out. Let her cook. Let her cook. Nigga said Beyonce did a walkthrough. Are you fucking dumb? She did a walkthrough for real, bro. She's showing off the zoot suit, nigga.
And then after that, Kamala walks out, right? She gives him the hug, and everybody's so mad because they're like, what? Beyonce only spoke for 3 minutes? I thought we were going to get a free concert. Wait.
They didn't give Beyonce her back end. They didn't give her back end. She was like 10 milli. I need that in cash. You know what I'm saying? We got Jay-Z in the whip cotton with the money changer, with the money counter and whatnot. And Kamala was like, well, Doug doesn't have everything for you. And Beyonce was like, wait, so you only pay for a walkthrough? Say less.
What's going on? Wait, why is she hugging Kamala? I thought this was a concert. Oh, and then Kelly and Beyonce have a nice little moment, reminiscing. And then
all them people over there pay for bottles and whatnot. They got sections and whatnot. Thought that they was coming to a concert and it was a walkthrough.
Everybody realizes it was a bait and switch, and they walked their butts out. As soon as Kamala got on that dang stage, everybody was pissed off, rightfully so. They duped us. They duped the entire city of Houston, Texas. 30,000 pissed off people right before an election less than 2 weeks away. What is Kamala Harris thinking?
That zoot suit is fire, Kelly. I need one for myself. You know what I'm saying? I need a size 3X. So I could look like you on Halloween. You know what I mean? So for all of my crypto bros out there, all of my betters, my FanDuel niggas is getting to the money, the money, you know what I'm saying? Everybody getting to the money with the sports betting. Well, here's your time. This is like Christmas in November because somebody is going to make a few $1 million. A whole lot of people is going to make millions upon millions of dollars from this quote unquote election because they've put this election on a betting market, right? What they call the prediction markets. And for all of my brouhahas in the building, all of my people, when the moon is full and you get visions and whatnot, well, I need you on my team so we could get to this motherfucking sports betting because y'all are using your talents for the wrong reasons. We need y'all for the prediction markets. all of my brouhahas and whatnot, the niggas that be grounding and whatnot, y'all could tell the future. Will come and get this money on. You know what I'm saying? Because people is out here getting rich on the prediction markets. Super facts. I need a group of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'll do some Reiki and whatnot. I'll cook y'all some couscous and give you a massage as long as you could come up with some predictions. Tell me who's going to win the motherfucking NBA finals and shit like that. We need some spreads. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real talk. It's time to get rich up out of here. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. It's people is out here getting rich off of this new betting shit. I promise you. Children, teenagers, they sitting in the crib putting $20 up and walking away with a few racks. Okay. I promise you. So if you claim that you got the power and you could see into the future, well, your rent should be paid for 6 years. Okay, your rent should be paid for 6 years because you should be hitting some fucking licks. Okay, there's ways to make money off of your powers, your intuitions. Dead ass. So Trump's now the poly market, right? This thing that they have is said to be precise. Okay, this is not the Gallup polls, because that shit is not, because nobody ever called me up and asked me for no advice. Nobody ever called me up and asked me who I'm voting for. So how the fuck is there a survey and I didn't get asked no questions? Where did they get it from? That shit is real, it's false. It's not, it could be bought. It's payola involved. This is more accurate. The poly market is hold on, let me see. I wrote down the list of them because I'm going to be on each one of them. Putting $5. You know what I mean? Shit. It's safer than CeeLo. Niggas is out here getting blown away at CeeLo games. It's safer than CeeLo. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. What's the name of them? You got Poly Market. Let me see. It's 3 of them. It's 3 big dogs. Let me see. I wrote it down. It's Kalshi, Kalshi. It's another one called Predict, Predict, right? And then there's Poly Market. These are crypto betting markets. They use crypto and they get into the bag. They betting on shit. Crypto. They got Kalshi, Kalshi. Somebody could write that, because I know there's somebody in the audience that wants to check that out. Then they got Predict. Yeah, it's powered by Polygon, right? They got it by Polygon. Predict, and then there's Poly Market. Like, you know, poly, you know what I'm saying? You niggas are polyamorous. Well, there's a Poly Market, so you could poly on that. And here goes the spelling right there. So they got Trump sweeping her. Okay, everywhere that you see red, that's Make America Great Again. Okay, it's gonna be a bloodbath. Okay, it's gonna be a bloodbath. All of the markets, the swing states, she lost all of them after the hurricane. You said that that's fake? Okay, whatever. She lost all of the swing states after the hurricane and after them horrible ass interviews like Oprah in 60 Minutes, where she dropped a fucking ball, right? She didn't have it, but they gave her the presidency. It was in her hands, and she's not presidential. It just is what it is. This motherfucker's not presidential. You know what I mean? He's horrible as a person. But it just shows you how bad she is. Nigga, the fact that he's a piece of shit and he don't got nothing going for him and he got all of these strikes against him, and the fact that she came along and she couldn't even wash him up, what does that say about her? It doesn't say anything about him. He knows who he is. He has embraced he's embraced his dark hermit. The fact that she couldn't come along and really wash him up, because every interview she want to focus on him. But people is like, sis, we know who he is. What's popping with you? You know what I'm saying? What's up with you? You know what I mean? When are you gonna, can you even critique Joe Biden? Can you even say, yeah, he fucked up? You can't even say it. You can't even say it. You so focused on trying to say he fucked shit up, and he ain't been in office for a while long, bro. Like, what do you mean? It don't make no sense. So there's people throwing money in this thing, big dollars, big dollars, big dollar. Look, 45 million. Somebody, a French whale, right? A whale bet 45 million on a Trump win. But when you think about it, that's not really too crazy, because this is crypto that they're dealing with. So if I'm a nerdy ass dude who got 50 bitcoins because I stacked my bitcoins up from back in the days, you know, I'm a whale now. I'm considered a whale. So I could turn my bitcoins into Polygon, and I could basically come onto these markets and affect these markets, because there's these betting markets are literally being controlled by 1%. 1%. I'm gonna show you the article in a minute, right? So once again, they have him. Let me see where the date is on this. They basically have him, you know, in the lead. But as you can see, look at Kamala Harris and look at him. They were neck and neck in September, right? Look at the charts, right? When she popped off in July, right? He had a humongous lead on her. She basically jumped up in the ranks thanks to our women. I want to say thank you, Black women. Y'all are wild powerful. Do you know that? Do you know that this whole engine and battery is being ran by y'all? This is your race. You know, this is your race. It's Donald Trump versus Black women. When you really think about it, he already got smoked with Black women, because the people who put charges on him, Letitia James, Fannie Willis, and all of them, Black women was kicking his ass in court. Giuliani got washed up by 2 Black women who he has to hand his penthouse over to, and some other things. Black women been kicking the Republicans' asses since they allegedly lost in 2020. It's been Black women who've been serving them up. And in this race, even though there's this thing about, you know, Kamala's not Black, but once again, Black is an ambiguous term, and anybody could be Black. And y'all found that out this election season. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings and whatnot, but when we say Black is a fiction, what we mean by that is that if you could, Black is not real. So Kamala Harris showed you that Black is not real. So did Rachel Dozier showed you Black is not real. It's not real. Y'all gonna fight me over it. You're gonna fight me tooth and nail. But you know, men lie, women lie, and the truth don't. And the truth of the matter is, it's not real. It's a status. It's malleable. You could fit yourself in there somewhere. It's not real. It is not real. White is not real either, but Black is definitely not real. And she's Black. Okay, she's Black because she said so, and that's what Black is. It's white and I say so. Well, it's also Black and I say so. So a motherfucker would be like, Obama was Black, and theoretically, I don't even know what the term is, but you know, they say that he wasn't. He's a mulatto, but if he says I'm Black, if he affirms it in the world that we're in, he's Black. You feel me? That's how Black works. That's how Black works. It's an illusion. It's not real. It doesn't have no foundation. It don't have no genealogy. It don't have no real motherfucking. And I'm not gonna play this game with y'all on this good Sunday. I'm just here to let you know that you know, and these conversations you'll never hear on CNN. You'll never hear it on Fox. You won't even hear shit like this on Vlad and other places. You know what I'm talking about? They're gonna have these conversations 5 years from now, 6 years from now. Our conversations tend to be in the future, but you will return to this conversation and you will understand fully What I mean by that, and this is no attack on anybody personally, because you are who you are, but you're not that crayon color. You're bigger than that. Please begin to see yourself and stop referring to yourself as that defunct ass status. It don't mean anything. It don't hold no weight. We could still be friends. We could still hold hands across America. We just got to identify with a nation. Yeah, Paul Wall is black. Nigga, Paul Wall is black. Adam 22 is trying to be black, nigga. Nigga, Doug Emhoff is black. You know? And people are like, oh, she's not black. She's not one of us. She went to Howard. She's a fucking AKA. She's not super pale, right? It ain't like she's passing and whatnot. Nigga, she black. Blackish. Like there's Jewish, there's a thing called blackish. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what she identifies as. That's what she identifies as. You know, it's the fact that we are we live in a corporation who stole the land, stole the identity, stole the gold, and keep the people dumbed down in this Rockefeller school system. That's why they don't want to call you Blackfoot, Blackamoor. That's why they don't want to call you Cherokee. That's why they don't want to call you Yamasee. That's why they don't want to call you Seminole. That's why and these are still European titles. They don't want to call you these things, so they want to throw you in like sardines. Do you know that sardines are not one fish? Like a can of sardines, there's no fish in the sea called a sardine. Do you know that? Do you know they bunched them all together, cut the heads and the tails off, throw them in this fucking can and roll them up, and that's sardines? Those are different fish together. It's not one. It's not a fish called a sardine, bro. So they throw in indigenous people, they throw in Aboriginal people, they throw in Africans, they throw in all kind of people together, and they like black. And niggas is running with that. And that's a new thing, because talk to your people. James Brown and them started pushing that. Talk to your people. I'm black and I'm proud. Prior to that, if you call somebody black, you had to know how to fight. You would have to know how to fight, because that's fighting words. Talk to your peoples. I mean, I got years on my belt. I ain't that old. You know what I mean? You got to talk to the elders, the niggas with white hair, and they will tell you black was a derogatory term. Unlike how nigga is, black was derogatory. Nobody identified with that. And then they say, I'm black and I'm proud. And then your boy, Jesse Jackson, sell out with this fake ass, I am somebody. He came along and he coined the term African American. That's in the 80s, my niggas, when they were smoking crack. Okay? That's in the 80s. That's a new term. It's not ancient. You know what I mean? It's not ancient. And you wonder why we got so many issues on a local and global scale and whatnot. There's a humongous identity crisis. So since September 1st, more than 100,000 Polymarket users have bet on whether Donald Trump or Kamala Harris will be the next president of the United States, propelling Trump's likelihood of victory to a high of 66.4% on Tuesday, despite polls remaining close. According to trading activity, a small number of users are having an outsized impact on the odds, right? So this was October the 25th, right? The other day. So there's some whales in this space that are basically the same thing in any crypto market. Shit, the same thing on the stock market. It's the big dogs that be moving shit around. The big dogs, or a combined people, when they put everything together, you become a big dog. All the little dogs come together, you could become a big dog. So that's how they kind of moving on it, right? And different occurrences add to different spikes. Like when, you know, certain interviews go viral and whatnot, that adds to this, it adds to the percentages of the bets and whatnot. You know, when certain things happen, it affects that market. Okay. So check it out. So while all of that is going, this is your girl. Oh yeah, she's swagged out. She's killing that shit. But what the caption says, Kamala Harris is dancing trying to win over Gen Z women on TikTok while there are 88,000 missing kids trafficked across the southern border on her watch. Cruel, uncaring, cold, right? So when are we going to have that conversation? The fact that she opened up the goddamn border and whatnot, but that was just a whole child trafficking, sex trafficking, organ harvesting operation. As if there wasn't already damn near 1 million people already missing. They added on another 100,000 with this goddamn border thing, right? So this next clip that I'm about to play, this nigga spazzed out. I promise you. Disclaimer: turn your volume down if you have it up, because my dude is gonna go crazy on. He's going what do they call it? Super Saiyan.
At this damn point, this is a full-fledged comedy fucking movie. Your vice president just got on live television yesterday and said even though she's been studying and debating all this motherfucking time and she's been in office all this fucking time, she still gotta go study the goddamn policies again before she give you a direct answer. Before she ever tell you anything, she gotta go study that shit again while she fucking in office. You can't make this cartoon ass movie shit up. You can't make this shit up. This bitch is retarded. She don't answer questions. Every last one of y'all that's following this bitch is retarded. And they're gonna keep going gaslight you, talk about the lesser of two evils. Well, the lesser of two can fucking complete a fucking sentence. Can answer one fucking question. One. I'm asking for one fucking answer to anything. This bitch go all the way around. All we know about is she was a middle class fucking child, and we did it, Joe. That's all the fuck we know about this bitch.
Oh man, my guy went crazy. Check this other one out.
Y'all listen. Kamala has officially fucked up. I'm gonna tell you why. My grandma been a Democrat her whole life. We sometimes we get into little arguments. We had no fell out. I couldn't even go to family function, the dinner. But listen, I went and talked to my grandma, and guess what happened, y'all? Guess what the fuck happened? Grandma say, fuck Kamala, Kulala, whatever the hell, Kool-Aid, whatever the hell her name is. Grandma say, fuck her. Grandma said she is not about to let this Jezebel send her to hell. I said, what? You ain't about to what? Grandma say she ain't know she for all that sin. Grandma say she ain't know Kamala was for all that sin. I said, Grandma, she full of it. She full of sin. Grandma say she ain't doing it. She ain't doing it. She done turned her back on it. For my grandma to say she ain't voting Democrat and she can't stand Trump, you done fucked up, sister. You done fucked up. My grandma.
I'm gonna get back to him. That's all I'm saying to the card carrying Democrats out there. You understand? She fucked up. She dropped the ball. You can't blame this on black men. I'm speaking up for my brothers. Hold on, let me get in my bag. Black man, you know what I'm saying? I know they talking greasy to you, black man. I know they making you feel, they shaming you, black man. They making you feel guilty, black man, like you did something wrong. No, black man, you grabbed your nuts and you said, I smell, you You didn't fall for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? Just because she have pearls on and she's smiling. You didn't go for that. You didn't go for this swag right here. You popped the balloon. Black man, you've been known to think with your third leg and whatnot. Black man, you've been known to think with your third leg only. But you seen this chick come dancing and whatnot, and you said to yourself, wait, hold on a minute now. Hold on a minute now. You know what I'm saying? Something don't feel right. You see her husband? That's Doug behind her throwing the motherfucking kicks. That's Doug. Look at Doug. Doug got more swag than she do. It looked like the mask, the neck. Look at the neck. It's like the shit was about to come over. But anyway, she done fucked up with grannies, bro. She's not good with the grannies, bro. She's not good with the grannies, bro. When the grannies look through, when the grannies could see through you, you got you working with, you know what I'm saying, Beelzebub or one of them. When the grannies could see the flaw on you. You know, grannies like to ignore certain things. It's okay, that boy, he eat a lot of sweets. He all right. He gonna be all right. Nah, I know he got on makeup and my high. He gonna be all right. Don't worry about him. He'll straighten it. You know, grandmas, they be in denial about shit. So for a grandma to turn on a Kamala, she had to be doing something wrong. God damn it. She went on Oprah and did not deliver. She dropped the ball. She went on Oprah. The white Joe Rogan. I mean, the black Joe Rogan is Oprah. You know what I'm talking about? The Joe Rogan, the black virgin is Oprah. You feel me? They talk about, oh, she need to go on Shannon Sharp. No, nigga, she failed Oprah, nigga. There's no redemption after that. That's the black Joe Rogan. She couldn't slam dunk that shit. She went on 60 Minutes and they fucking edited the shit out of her. Okay? Our people are tired. They tired of the bullshit.
You done fucked up, sister. You done fucked up. My grandma say she survived Jim Crow and she made it out. So she said if Trump really is racist, she say she'll make it. But she said one thing she can't make it out of is hell. She say she can't make it out of hell. And she say that's just what is this. Listen, I know it's bad. Grandma called her. She called her a helper. She called her a Jezebel. And she called her a harlot. If a black woman call you all three of them things, you done fucked up as a woman. I'm here to tell you now. And Kamala, grandma said, fuck you.
A harlot, a Jezebel. That's crazy. That's fighting words from a granny. You know what I'm saying? So once again, my mama is a black woman, a very educated one, a very spiritual one at that, you know, and all black women ain't the same. You feel me? All melanated women, all Moabites ain't built the same. So we can't paint everybody with the same brush. Some of our women is batshit crazy and they don't know what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? And they're compromised. Let's just keep it a buck. And some of them are tools of this oppressive regime rather than disruptors of this oppressive regime. So they're cogs in the matrix. I don't give a fuck if they wearing a wig or if they got locks or they bald headed. It's about what's in your brain and what's in your heart. And we can't cut this shit 3 or 4 ways. It can only be cut one way. Either you with this shit or you're not. Either you on the frequency or you're not. I don't give a fuck what your gender is. I don't even care what your race is at this point. Either you with the frequency or you're not. And if you with the frequency, you're not fucking with this election because you don't want that dirt on you. You know what I'm talking about? It's an insult to my intelligence, the shit that we got to go through over the past few months and the shit that we got to deal with, and the fact that they're trying to twist people's arm and shame them to make them a part of this goddamn defunct de facto ass system. Stacey Abrams, there's sexism, there is racism against Kamala Harris from black men. Stacey, you came out to big dick energy with Lotto. You brought a woman who calls herself Lotto, a mulatto who calls herself Lotto, when you were campaigning in Georgia with little children in the audience, and you brought a raunchy ass rapper to twerk on stage talking about big dick energy. You know what I'm talking about? You lost all credit. That point, I'm gonna go to the tape on your ass. Don't let me do it, Stacey. Don't let me do it, Stacey. You lost all respect from me the day you did that dumbass shit. Acting, you was going against Governor Kemp. You was going against Brian Kemp, bro. You didn't. You should have showed some goddamn decor. And you got the nerve to get on stage and try to twist this shit and talk about misogyny and all of this dumbass shit. No. Black men are throwing her ass under the bus on some Kevin Sam. They got a little bit of more spice in his post Kevin Samuel world. So yeah, they talk greasy to women in a sense where, yeah, it might sound misogynist. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna get on the internet calling nobody bitch this, bitch that, and bitch no. I don't, that word doesn't really. It's kind of cringeworthy sometimes when it's thrown around the wrong way. So I understand, men attacking and saying women can't lead and all, it gets into misogyny in some comments, but 60% of those comments usually are bots. You niggas are arguing with robots and AI. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of this shit be bot activity. But do not blame us and don't get mad at us when we call bullshit because we smell it. Please don't do that, because we'll wash you up too. You know what I'm talking about? We'll fucking pull the plug on your ass too. If we see bullshit, I don't give a fuck how many women is behind it. We gonna be like, that's bullshit. At least we could sleep good at night. You know what I mean? Y'all are finna lose all of your edges and whatnot because y'all standing behind bullshit. Y'all standing behind some weak ass shit just because she's a woman. Not because she's qualified, not because you liked her before. Y'all wasn't even fucking with her. Y'all wasn't talking about her on Zoom when she was the vice president. Where was the 44,000 black women on Zoom to support that woman when she was the vice president? Y'all was not there. You saw an opportunity and you ran for that shit. I don't knock you for that. This is your only opportunity to get in the White House. It may never, ever be an opportunity for black women to be in the White House ever after this. This is your last fucking hoorah. And your quarterback is a doofus. Your quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. Nigga, you're not going far. Even if you make it to the motherfucking chip, you're not going far. It's going to be 4 years of gaffes, of embarrassment. You know what I mean? On the world stage. And on the quote unquote local state, it's not going to be a good look. Tim Waltz, timid ass Tim, he ain't about to do nothing. You know what I mean? He's not going to make no changes and he ain't about to shake nothing up. So I'm ashamed that black women is not. There's a lot of black women is shooting this fucking they shooting this shit down like a Scud missile. You know what I mean? They shooting that shit down like Scud missiles and whatnot. And they're being very vocal and they're saying you are insulting our intelligence. Shame on you. Shame on you. And salute to those women who were not persuaded and pressured and whatnot. Y'all did not fold and whatnot. Y'all didn't go along with the motherfucking go along. I respect y'all to the highest order. I didn't even think that I was going to see it like that. But literally, out of 10 women that I talked to, 8 of them is like, man, fuck that B word. And they could say it because they the womans. They be like, man, that bitch is whack. She's wacko. I'm not rocking with her. I'm not riding with her. I'm not putting no energy into her. If she do make it to the White House, it ain't gonna be on my back. I'm like, damn, Sister Soldier. Let me find out. You know what I'm saying? And then you got women, they rocking with Trump. They want not. They like, I'm rocking with this Trump shit. What can you say? Once again, politics is a slippery slope and whatnot. People might want to bite you on the neck. You know what I mean? They want to slap box and fight you and whatnot because they take this shit personal. Same way that they take religion and stuff like that personal. That's why after tonight, I'm not giving it too much energy. Psych. You know what I'm saying? Psych. You know what I mean? I might have to give it a little bit more energy. You know what I'm saying? You know, Trump is racist. Yeah, so what? The whole world is racist. Everybody hates your black ass. And tell me something that I don't know. You even hate yourself. And black people hate each other. So Trump being racist, at least he can admit it. At least he can admit it. Joe Biden was a bigger racist than Trump. You didn't do your research. Whole Biden, he done put more black people in jail under the fucking dirt than Trump could ever do. He was working his shit for centuries. Joe Biden been working since the 60s, my genius. Cooking niggas specifically. Yeah, Trump is at Madison Square Garden, sold out the garden. So Robert F. Kennedy, the voice, right? Since Dirk is gone, the voice, he said, because you know he got a gripe with Big Pharma because his son got autism and shit like that. So he's on his crusades. He wants to take down, you know, what he calls the deep state through Big Pharma, or what I call Big Pharma, right? FDA's war on public health is about to end. This includes its aggressive suppression of psychedelics like shrooms, peptides, stem cells, raw milk, hyperbaric therapies, chelating compounds, hydroxychloroquine, vitamins, clean foods, sunshine, exercise, nutraceuticals, and anything else that advances human health and can't be patented by pharma. If you work for the FDA and are part of this corrupt system, I have two messages for you. One, preserve your records. And two, pack your bags. That's that shit that I like to hear. You'll never hear somebody from the Democratic side talking like that. They will never. You will never see a tweet from a Democrat talking like that. You know what I'm saying? You will not. There's nobody on Team Kamala from Doug all the way down, from Dougie Fresh all the way down. There's nobody that's running with her who have the testicular fortitude to put a tweet out like that. Never. And I'm kind of feeling this tweet. This tweet is being felt by me. You know what I mean? I like to hear shit like that because he's giving you some type of hope. And I know about hopamine and everything. I know about hopamine, but God damn it, we need something to look forward to. So while they doing all of this other shit with the Trumpers and whatnot, I will be focusing on what Robert F. Kennedy, his crusades against Fauci and the rest of these demons who have mad blood on their hands. You feel me? I personally want to see some of them get cooked alive because of what they did to the elders during the quote unquote C-19. They have to pay for that. And with the Democrats in office, everybody gets to ride off into the sunset. You feel me? At least with the Trump shit, they're going to make somebody pay. They're going to rope somebody up. Them QAnon motherfuckers, they want revenge. They want revenge and they will get it. Right? So yeah, RFK is on Team Trump. He absorbed him. You know what I mean? So he's rolling with Trump. So, you know, in a Trump America, it's gonna be wild uncomfortable because white people, you know, Europeans, I'm sorry, you know, they're obnoxious, bro. Especially mobs of them. They're fucking obnoxious and you know, they're unruly as fuck. You know what I mean? So we as a collective, we're gonna have to really stand strong. We're not good, we can't fold. We can't become, you can't put on a red hat and try to be down. No, no, nigga. We don't need to be down with nobody. We need to stand on our own. We need to stand on our 10 toes. And we need to delegate our affairs and move like you know, like sovereign citizens. I don't even want to use that term. We have to move in a way where we're governing our mentals and we are a body politic. That's where the respect is going to come in, and they won't fuck with us. Okay, they're going to be busy washing up the knuckle draggers and other people, and they'll never be able to fuck with us. But we can't move like we wacky. We can't move like we don't have no goddamn plan or no backbone and whatnot. But the people that are running around, the abortionists, the LBG, the PDF files, and the pro PDF file people, you move out of the way because they're gonna get their medicine. You feel me? They're gonna get their checkup. They're gonna get their medicine. They're gonna get diagnosed. You know what I mean? And they have it coming to them because they've been rocking. Yeah, while they do LBGT, we do LTPFJ. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's our letters. That's our quote unquote alphabets that we roll with. But a lot of those people, they got a lot of shit coming to them. They was harming children. They was harming unborn children. They was harming they was harming elders. You got to let that trailer trash, let the trash take the trash out, right? They say let the trash take the trash out, let the dead bury the dead. Get out the way. This is not your fight. It's got nothing to do with you. We got to focus on our global footprint now. Because let Trump become president. Red pill is on vacation. I'm out of here. You know what I'm talking about? I'm out of here. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not staying. I'm not sitting around. 11-11.
The rhetoric is also that you're Hitler, and that in order to stop Hitler, you have to do whatever it takes. That was okay, yeah. Yeah, and this is, I mean, you're hearing this now. Kamala compared you to, said your love of Hitler yesterday. Kamala's a very low IQ person. She's a very low IQ. You know, I'm for taking tests too. I think anybody that runs for president they should give them tests. And it's not an age thing. It's not based. If you look back on history, 70s and 80s, some of your greatest leaders in the world history, long time world history, they were in their 70s and their 80s. But I think you should take cognitive tests. I think they say it's unconstitutional. But I think Kamala should have a test because there's something missing. There's something wrong with it. Well, I think it's pressure. I think the pressure and the scrutiny, you've been a celebrity for a long time and you understand what this is like. But for someone who's in her late 40s, who becomes the vice president, who runs for president, becomes the vice president, and then all of a sudden the weight of the world is on your shoulders and there's all these people paying attention. A lot of people clam up. But you either have it or you don't. Correct. Look. This is an interview. We've covered a lot of territory, right? And you know, it's fine. I don't care. I want to. I think it's much more interesting. To do an interview with Anderson Cooper, a crazy softball interview. She took 2 days off and she studied all day long. And then she comes out with a result that was a real embarrassment. That was a really bad interview. She couldn't answer a question. And every question's not answered. I mean, like, what would you do your first day in office? Okay, I'll build a wall. I won't build a wall. There's 100 things you can say. Just say anything, right? There's something off with her. Well, we're dealing with the smartest people. They hate when I say, you know, when I call President Xi, they said, he called President Xi brilliant. Well, he's a brilliant guy. He controls 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. I mean, he's a brilliant guy, whether you like it or not. And they go crazy.
Right. It doesn't mean he's not evil, or it doesn't mean he's not.
Yeah, of course not.
Dangerous.
But actually, we have evil people in our country.
Yes.
So check this out. In the new thing, once again, before I even say anything, the Joe Rogan interview to me is a must watch. If anybody's following this election, if you don't have to have any horses in a race, I'm a journalist. You know, if somebody recommends a Kamala interview that's a must watch, I'm on it, right? If you want to keep up with how, you know, certain, because this is history still in all, they're going to be like, when did Donald Trump really solidify the lead? It was the Joe Rogan interview. It's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. He's coming in strong in the end, and she's faltering in the end. I don't have any dog in the race. I'm a horse better. You know what I'm saying? That's the dog that I got in the race. Some fucking Polygon, my nigga. I'm betting on this shit. So I'm paying attention with no emotions. I don't have no emotions in this. I'm just looking at it the same way that you're going to look at Jake Paul versus Iron Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Who has the best skills? Who is performing in the ring or the theater? This is the theater of politics. Fuck your feelings. This is the theater of politics. And Donald Trump he's a seasoned theater actor. He's the Joker. You cannot tie him down. People are trying to throw insults about all of these things. He lives in a so what reality. He's the Joker in this whole movie and whatnot. He is Heath Ledger in the flesh. We live in a villain era. He's the villain. Say hello to the bad guy. Okay? We live in a villain era. So fuck your feelings. It don't mean anything. You need to get in tune with what time you live in. She's not a good enough villain. She's a wannabe villain. She ain't even a good villain. And she's definitely not a good girl. She's not a good guy. She's not an anti-hero. She don't even have a place, my niggas. I don't even know where to place her. Real talk. She's kind of out of her fucking, she's in limbo. She's stuck somewhere. She doesn't even have a definition. You know what I mean? She's not a hero. She's not heroic. She's not an anti-hero either. She's a fucking prosecutor. She is Kali Ma. She is whatever. She's Durga. She's that Indian shit that they said that she is. That's how she fits. But in this theater, this motherfucker is giving you a performance of a lifetime. And they got a lot of shit working for them. The Democrats are demons. They have a lot of dirt. The fact that they are rolling out these fake ass rappers and whatnot to help promote them. They had Samuel Jackson out there. Everybody that's on the Epstein list, that was on Epstein Island and the alleged P. Diddy parties, that's the only people that's helping Kamala right now. Just think about that. Just think about that. The motherfuckers that was on the flights, they're the ones that they bringing out. And it's like Eminem, nigga, Eminem and Samuel Jackson, for real. That's really, they was fucking with you before. Lies. Don't let them sell you this shit, bro, because they could sell you anything. If you buy this, nigga, you fair game. So the new thing is Kamala is getting support from billionaires because if Trump wins, he will release the Epstein client list. The Abercrombie and Fitch case exposed more so than the P. Diddy. The P. Diddy shit exposed it and blew it up. But the Abercrombie and Fitch thing is bigger because those was more mayonnaise. You see, they're not even talking about that no more. They completely went to Little Dirk and forgot about Abercrombie, nigga. Who are those white boys getting piped down by? Who are they going to get? Who are they getting passed around by? A bunch of those Democrat, small hat peoples. Okay, that's Les Wexler and them. That's Jeffrey Epstein. That's Jeffrey Epstein and all of them. That's the big dollars. That's big corporate dollars. That's the billionaires, the freaky billionaires, right? The Diddy shit is low hanging fruit. The Abercrombie and Fitch is higher hanging fruit. Check this out.
that ever come out, do you think?
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation.
So let's see all of the people that's behind Kamala, y'all, right? In this quote unquote Democratic race. When y'all vote Democrat, these are the people who are gonna vote you. They might share a booth with you. They might be right with you in line and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Dick Cheney will be online with you, standing right behind you. Are you finished yet? So George Soros is backing Kamala. Dick Cheney, pause, is backing Kamala. Melinda Gates is backing Kamala. Liz Cheney is backing Kamala. Oprah Winfrey is backing Kamala. Mark Cuban is backing Kamala. Bill Gates is backing Kamala. Tyler Perry is backing Kamala.
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Well, okay.
They say that the reason so many voters don't know you is that you have changed your position on so many things. You were against fracking, now you're for it. You supported looser immigration policies, now you're tightening them up. You were for Medicare for all, now you're not. So many that people don't truly know what you believe or what you stand for. And I know you've heard that.
In the last 4 years, I have been Vice President of the United States, and I have been traveling our country, and I have been listening to folks and seeking what is possible in terms of common ground. I believe in building consensus. We are a diverse people, geographically, regionally, in terms of where we are in our backgrounds. And what the American people do want is that we have leaders who can build consensus, where we can figure out compromise and understand it's not a bad thing as long.
They call that word salad. Nigga, what? Nigga, who? She don't make no sense. And I promise you, this is not misogyny. This is not anti-Hinduism, my genius. I'm just keeping it a buck. Like what? Here's Bill Gates, the one that's backing her. This is what he want to do.
Is there something to worry about with medicines? That is, might some of them have side effects? Do we need safety testing? I mean, and we're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
Somebody said they trying to, once again, does Trump make sense? So it's like if I call somebody a bitch ass, then you like, well, what about this other person? No, they both bitch asses, but she's making Trump look good. That means that you're horrible, right? At what it is that you're doing. She might be a good person. She's a horrible politician. You understand? She's making him look good. She's making Trump look presidential, bro. That shows you that she's horrible at what it is that she does. She's supposed to be running laps around him. Whatever she did when she had that fucking earpiece on, when they were debating and whatnot, she was supposed to keep that same energy all the way to the end of the race. She was looking good at lap number fucking 10, but we're at lap 19 right now, and she's looking horrible, right? And the people that's backing her, they're horrible too. So nah, Trump is lying. Trump is a retard. Trump is saying any other thing. Trump is he's not even presidential, in my humble opinion. You understand? He's a horrible businessman. He's not presidential. But she is so bad that she's making this nigga look like the obvious golden boy. What does that say about her?
Did Hillary Clinton just say the quiet part out loud?
In my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave platforms on the internet immunity because they were thought to be just pass-throughs, that they shouldn't be judged for the content that is posted. But we now know that that was an overly simple view, that if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effect.
Lose total control. I guess this is what happens when you vote Democrat. Join me on Discord to talk about it.
So, translation is what you just saw. Hillary Clinton is going to help push censorship, right? They want to completely censor the social media platforms and things of that nature, especially after this election, just based off of the fact that they got their asses kicked by a lot of people who were telling the truth. They were getting checkmated. They were getting made embarrassed and whatnot through social media, especially on places like TikTok. TikTok will be gone in January, allegedly. And after TikTok is pushed out, Meta, who is the CIA, Google, which is the Zionists, you have all of Israel is in Google and whatnot. They're going to clamp down and even censor things more. Me personally, Brother Red Pill, know the ledge. We are victims of the censorship campaign that began to target us since 2017. Okay, and y'all don't know. People, the average person may not be aware of how deep and how far this censorship goes and how it could disrupt your money. It could disrupt your quote unquote finances. It could disrupt your sponsorships. It could disrupt people who are endorsements and things of that nature. They've chased away millions of dollars from us just because of who we are and what we stand for. And this is really at a lower level. So they are going to really increase surveillance and all kind of things by utilizing big tech, and they're going to be ramping up the First Amendment. They're going to be violating the First Amendment. Now, I don't believe that Trump is going to allow everybody to be as vocal as they want, but he has his own social media. This being traded on the stock market, Truth Social. So at least, even if it's not real, at least he has his face card. He stands for letting people being able to express themselves. And then, of course, with Elon, with X and everything, being the quote unquote platform for people that are it's a non-censored platform. You're going to have an influx of QAnon. You're going to have it's going to be a shit show, but at least the censorship from big tech is not going to be what it will be underneath the Democratic Party. That's just that's a no-brainer. I don't even have to break that down. That's a no-brainer. Underneath the Republican Party, it was not as much censorship as it has been underneath the Democratic Party. And because of the censorship, YouTube is a cesspool where they only basically let in a lot of the toxic channels rock out. They let the toxic creators rock out, and they scrub the internet of real information. You can't find Sabi. You can't find the master teachers. You can't find a lot of the old channels that had real information, strong information, potent information. All of that shit got erased. And you're left with chatty patties and channels that are complete caca bullshit. That's the well that you're drinking from now. That's your source of information is hell's rejects. Posing as fucking teachers, nigga. Like what? So there's another caveat of the Democratic Party that I find cringeworthy, and that's the fact that this is the eugenics movement, right? Where the star seeds are being unalived and whatnot, and the karma, the spiritual karma that this planet is incurring is almost so much. You know what I'm saying? They killed so many messengers. They killed so many prophets and messiahs in these abortion clinics that it's getting to a point where it is tipping. The scales are tipping and whatnot. Okay. So spiritually speaking, that shit got to come to a fucking close. All right. Got to come to a close.
A feminist, and I don't hate
so
men.
you are a self-described feminist. What is a woman?
Why do you want to know?
I'm infinitely curious.
What's a man?
You're looking at one.
Why do you think that that's important to you, what a man and a woman is?
So
Do you
you
treat men and women differently?
Well, it depends in what context, though. Politically, no. Under the law, no. Should they be treated differently in societal customs and norms? Yes.
Why?
Like, we should open doors for women. We should honor and protect women.
I want to honor and protect you, man.
Okay, great.
Do you
Thank
not
you.
honor and
Women are
protected?
worthy of protection. Can you tell me what a woman is, since you're a feminist?
You're saying these things because you're trying to get a gotcha.
You're a feminist. Shouldn't you be able to tell me what a woman is?
I'm a feminist.
Isn't that probably
because...
important to feminism? What is the woman that you're trying to advance and protect? Isn't that integral to? Is that the whole feminist project? The war
asking
against
what a woman is the only way that you can get a gotcha.
Wow. Are there any feminists with us tonight? You know, I'm not judging. You feel me? I'm not judging. I'm not in attack mode. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to know. You know, that's a mentality. Hold on.
Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, want to eliminate. Watch this.
I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world that have disease from their parents, that have no chance in the world to be a human being, practically. Delinquents, prisoners, all sorts of things just marked when they're born.
And where did she open up her first clinic?
It was over here in Brownsville that she opened up her first Planned Parenthood, because Brownsville was a poverty-stricken neighborhood largely comprised of immigrants, Blacks, Slavs, Italians, and Jews. The very specific groups of people that Sanger defined as unfit to reproduce, those that she thought were a threat to the gene pool, to the kind of perfect and perfected human race that she was seeking to create.
And you can watch the 1916 Project movie for free on X.
The 1916 movie, please go and watch that. I watched it the other night and I had to shed a tear. This shit gotta be stopped. I don't know any other way to say it. Somebody got to check that shit. It got to be checked. It's going too long unchecked. These are eugenicists. And it's a fucking shame that our people have become willing participants ever since that goddamn witch, Gloria Steinem, right, infiltrated the Black Power movement back in the 70s. Our people have been willing participants in eugenics, bro. Real talk. It's crazy.
What we're seeing is too many ministers being influenced by political parties. And many preachers today are more Democrat than they are gospel preacher when it comes to things like preaching against abortion, the slaughter of the unborn. Nothing is more racist in America than the abortion industry. I think that the number one voice against abortion should be the Black preacher, and let me tell you why. Not because it's more wrong for Black people than it is for whites or others, but because we're targeted. African Americans make up 13% of the nation's population. Our Black women make up 8%, but our ovulating women make up about 3 to 4%. 3 to 4% of the population of America is responsible for almost 40% of the nation's abortions. But there's nothing more rewarding than seeing a mother come out of that clinic. I don't know her. I never met her. I may never see her again. But she gave a thumbs up and she kept her baby.
maybe, you know, moving forward, there'll be town hall meetings, and, you know, there'll be some open conversations where, you know, questions could be asked and answers could be given, especially from our sisters and whatnot. Shout out to the sister Angela Staten. Is that her name? Angela Staten. She's a staunch critic, and she stands against, she's pro-life, you know what I mean? So, you know, at the end of the day, I got children. I'm pro-life. You feel me? And I saw my aborted children, and it scared me to fucking pieces, bro, to my core. All right. I saw my aborted children face to face, and it scared me to my core. It humbled me. So I'm not just speaking from a place of, you know, I'm speaking from a place of regret. Speaking from a place of, you know, this is personal to me. So that's where I stand, and I stand there comfortably. Nothing will beat a fucking child coming out of the womb. And for the people who feel other than that, I don't even know why we are aligned at this point. Like, I'm rocking with life. I don't deal with and I'm not rocking with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not co-signing that. I'm not standing next to that. I'm not pumping that. I ain't jacking it. And it's just honest coming from me, bro. I'm not jacking that. You got to draw a line somewhere. So for the people who rally behind them setting up butcher shops and murder factories in our neighborhoods, man, astaghfirullah, I hope that some type of ray of light can enter into your heart one day and help some of those quote unquote those flowers to blossom. You know what I mean? I hope you can get watered and begin to see clearly where the errors in that mentality may come from. We all have been programmed to a degree by outside sources, but that feminism programming that many people receive, both men and women, throughout the decades and whatnot, it's been very detrimental to the overall upward mobility of our communities. I'm just saying, show me where it has benefited us. Please show me where it has benefited us. You know, I'm willing to learn. You know what I mean? I'm willing to hear certain people's perspective. Now, let's get back to this conversation. Okay. This is when she lost the race, right? This is when it began to falter. Okay. I'm a timekeeper. I'm a historian. I'm a journalist. We'll probably come back and watch this in a year from now. And that's not to say that she will lose the race, because remember, this is a selection. It's not an election. It's not about the popular vote. It's about who they choose. So there's no way of saying that she's going to lose. I'm not saying that she's going to lose. But what I'm saying is she lost the popular vote. She lost the people who she probably needed. You know what I mean? Because, you know, she kind of had it in the bag. You know what I'm talking about? She kind of had it in the bag. But when the hurricane happened, the Helena hurricane, to be more specifically, when they dropped that ball, that's when shit really started to look bad. They didn't go and visit those people. I didn't see no fucking fly. Or where the fuck was Joe Biden? She's on the road doing her 1-2. She doing her thugizzo. Where's Ho Biden? Why don't you just send Hunter Biden and fucking Jill Biden to the mountains of North Carolina to help them people with their motherfucking flood? You know what I mean? They didn't send nobody out. John Kerry, AOC, nigga. I don't know who. They didn't send nobody. Tim Walz, why is the vice president not going to hug fucking women and kiss babies? They had a tragedy over there. The same thing that happened with Hawaii with all of those missing people that nobody even cared to ask, hey, what about those 2,000 missing children? Did you find them? Right? Nobody never asked about those children in Lahaina and whatnot. Well, the same damn thing happened over here where, check this out. So the media was saying 100 people were missing, 92 people were missing. 81 people were missing. But when you look at the missing list, check this out. While sending all of the money to the Ukraine, while sending all of the money to Israel, while sending all of this money to all over this fucking world, has nothing to do with right here. You're all the way into the thousands of missing people. You understand? While she's running around talking about they're gonna give $750 and her Hermes fucking belt cost $770, right? So remember, Asheville, North Carolina is a highly spiritual community, right? These are the white New Agers. These are the white spiritualists. It's even been said that there's a portal, right? They call Asheville, Tennessee, the Sedona of the South. Did you know that? The same place where the hurricane hit a fucking mountain, bro. It doesn't make sense. And it's not HARP. I don't want to hear that HARP shit. The hurricane hit the fucking mountain. Okay? This is a portal. So Asheville is a portal. Look at all these white people missing. Where the fuck did they go? You know what I'm saying? And they got our people up there too. You know what I mean? It's one of those blended communities and whatnot. Our peoples is out there as well. I used to go. They have gym shows in Asheville, big gym shows, big like how they have in Tucson and whatnot, big gym shows. So how the hell are you still campaigning and it's fucking October and you niggas ain't talk about the tragedy of these people in September? Nobody's talking about this anymore. Nigga, Little Dirk is getting more coverage than this shit right here. All of these missing people. And you talking about $750? That's when the campaign started to falter amongst Peckerwoods, white folks. Black people don't give a fuck about shit like this. Them white folks in them swing states was like, hell nah, we ain't doing it. They seen what they dealing with. And they said, nah, Trump has more of a heart. We might as well go MAGA with it. We might as well go, because of course, you know, they took full advantage of that. So here goes the money. 8 billion to Ukraine, 8 billion to Israel, 5 million to Taiwan, 6,000 in housing for illegal immigrants, families per month, 750 to Americans for hurricanes relief. And we're going to end it with this message from our good sister with the red dot, the real Indian.
So this is a video about how
This is evil Kamala. This is Kamala's evil twin right here with the red dot. She's going to serve her.
So this is a video about how the predator puppet masters, the elites, the empire that controls the theater of the world are essentially and quite fundamentally narcissistic in their traits. So it's interesting, as a person who's been through many relationships of narcissistic injury in my life, when I look at the way the empire operates, I'm like, well, that's narcissism, okay? And the first thing we need to learn about a narcissist in a one-on-one dynamic, which we need to now apply to the global dynamic of the empire, the narcissistic empire that is manipulating us on a collective level, right? So the same...
My bad. She's rocking a bindi. Okay, she's rocking a bindi on her third eye's open. It's not a red dot. She's giving you all bindi energy, y'all. This is big bindi right here. So let's listen to what she has to say.
Rules apply. If I'm in a one-on-one relationship with a narcissistic person and I'm going through narcissistic injury, there are certain things I need to do to stop giving them their narcissistic supply, right? Now, if the empire is narcissistic in their traits, just like a singular person might be, then we need to now apply the same tactic as we would to a singular narcissistic person, as we do now to the empire all around us, right? The empire that's controlling its matrix, its system. And it's allowed to. It created that reality. It owns that reality. It's the legal entity of that reality. And it's the puppet master of that reality. So if we choose to be inside that reality, then we are confirming and consenting and choosing that we want to be in a narcissistic relationship. So when I was in many years of therapy because of narcissistic injury and abuse, I was in a relationship with a narcissist. And every time I would go to my therapist and be like, they are doing this and this and this is insane. Like, for example, Netanyahu's speech in Congress, right? There he is standing up there, blatantly lying about actual reality. So what he did was just gaslighting. That's what gaslighting is. We all watched thousands of people getting genocided in Palestine, and he went up there and not only denied that thousands of people had died, but actually told the opposite. He said that Israel is exempt in its war efforts, and this is like, one of the greatest wars in history where hardly any civilians were hurt or murdered. Right? So he actually not only denied the truth, but he told the opposite lie. Okay? So he gaslit. That is a narcissistic tactic. He gaslit reality. We all know that this is reality, and there's this person that represents the predator empire, the narcissistic empire, because it's narcissistic in its soul. It doesn't have empathy. Right? The empire has no empathy and it operates like a narcissist. So it gaslit us there, right? No, that's not true. We all know what happened, right? So he's trying to manipulate the reality. He's telling us that our reality is not real. Now, if you've been in a relationship with a narcissist or been brought up by a narcissistic parent, you'll know that they undermine and deny your reality. And they make it look like they did nothing wrong. And in fact, not only did they do nothing wrong, but they have been exempt in their behavior, right? That's how kind of manipulative their brains are, okay? So now when I would go to therapy and my therapist, I would say, this has happened. I've been gaslit, this scenario. My therapist would say, it's horrible that happened. Why are you in the room, Genevieve? And I'd be like, because they did this and this and this and this and this. And then she would bring me back and say, why are you in the room? Why are you there? What is it in you that makes you stay in the room with a personality that is undermining you and gaslighting you in that manner? Why are you in the room, in this play, right? Because this is life. Here she is, beautiful. Isn't she just beautiful? Look at her. And we co-create reality. So when we become more sovereign in ourselves, we step out of relationships where we are being gaslit, right? So the more sovereign and whole I became in my wellness, the more I was like, oh, I'm not going to be in this room. I'm no longer going to be on this stage as a stage partner to a person who's writing a play that I want no part of. And the play never changes. I keep staying on the stage going, stop, please stop. Why won't you hear me? No, that's not true. This is what actually happened. Can we just find resolution? Can this just get better? Can this just be restored? And the person will twist the words and manipulate the situation till the end of time, because the narcissist doesn't have empathy and they are unable to change. Okay? So the person who does have empathy and is able to change needs to realize, I cannot be in this room and in this dynamic anymore. That's what I can do for myself. I can't force that person to change. They won't change. That's the great realization. I have to leave the space and make a life for myself outside of narcissistic connections. And then the great healing comes in terms of, well, why have I picked narcissistic connections? Why do I allow myself to be extracted to such a manner? Now, the same thing applies to the collective empire story. What we see playing out in the world on TV, now the death of Palestinians is real. That is actually occurring, right? Okay, so I'm not undermining that is a real genocide that needs to be addressed. But I'm saying the way it's handled by American politics and the sides and the various facets and the cabal, and they say this in the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. If you haven't read that book, it's a very short book. I think it was a bestseller in Japan for some time. But it's literally how this predatory entity operates. And one of their protocols, I'll probably put it in a post after this because I'm going to paraphrase it here, is that if the people need an anarchist, we will be inside that system of anarchy. If they need liberalism, we will give them that liberalism. If they want conservatism, we will be that too. So they implant themselves in all facets and they control all facets, right? This is why you see like the stage is Democrat and Republican, the American stage. It's a theater show, right? It's a film. It's a film. It's a live film. It's a Truman Show. It's an ongoing show. And the military-industrial complex and all their great minds that work up there to manipulate, socially engineer life. There's geniuses up there that socially engineer humans in huge collective
It's AI too.
masses. It's like a board game of Risk, and they are engineering. The way humans will feel, think, and operate. They are corralling us. That's why they call us goyim, cattle, because they corral us with their brilliant minds, to be quite honest. They are amazing strategists, okay? So they are sitting up there and they are corralling us. So, people that are like, Trump will be the savior. Well, Trump kissed the wall of Israel. Biden's the savior. Biden kisses the wall of Israel. RFK's the savior. RFK kisses the wall of Israel. So Bernie Sanders will be the savior. Well, he kisses Israel too. So even though they have different inflections in their sort of political values and ideologies, they all bow at the feet of the Zionist cabal, the elitist military-industrial complex, right? And this complex also owns the media. And that's why all these people stood up there applauding Netanyahu, because they don't know any better. They're inside the theater show. They're in the Truman Show. They haven't seen all the information we've seen. They haven't made the time or effort, just like with COVID, right? A lot of people didn't see the information we saw because that was being censored. So they're inside the programming. They are inside a sim game. Literally, it's like a sim game. People that believe what legacy media is saying and what these politicians are saying have agreed to live inside a simulation. And what's important to note here as well is that in Gnosticism, they say that the demiurge, and John Nam Lash writes about this in his book, Not in His Image, that the demiurge and the archons are like a hive mind, a parasitic sort of AI, a tech intelligence. And they don't have the living bio-heart mechanism in themselves. They don't have the living spark of life in them, the divine life of Sophia, the great wisdom. So they try to mimic it, and all they can make is a simulation. They try to mimic life, and they simulate it. And that's why the colonizing entity that runs this world, I like to call them, I'm going to coin the term narcon, because the archon is a parasitic sort of unfeeling hive mind, and it's unempathetic. It's not human. And the narcissist is essentially, it's lost empathy because of, well, pretty much because of being abandoned by the mother specifically. The narcissist did not have emotional connection and proper love from the mother from the age 0 to 4. And that is what has created this disorder in them. Okay, so it's interesting that the Gnostic scriptures that tell us about the source of evil, they talk about the demiurge and the archons, the rulers and the authorities of the world, the politicians, the governments, these systems. And these systems are narcissistic. They are narcons. They have no empathy, right? They don't care about what's right. They don't have humanity. They don't care. They will just feign care when they need to. And this is what brings me to Kamala's speech, right? People talk, when I see people be like, oh, Kamala said this, and maybe, she's going to pull through for us, because she's saying that the war in Gaza has been terrible and a ceasefire needs to happen. Okay. Kamala's reading a prompter and a script. And people that think Kamala stands in her own right, or Trump stands in his own right, or Biden stands in his own right, have misunderstood the nature of this game and the theater show. You only get to stand on the stage and be a puppet if they control you. right? So just like the narcissist will break you emotionally to the point where you literally crumble internally. And when you're on your knees and then you're like, screw this, I'm leaving this, I'm out of here, I'm going. As soon as you're out the door, the narcissist will be like, you're right. You're right about me. I don't know why I act like this. This has been horrible. This is, they start telling you everything you need to hear. You're right. I'm going to be a better person. I hear what you're saying. They finally tell you they hear what you're saying, right? That's what the narcissist will do just as you're about to take power and leave the dynamic, get off the stage. They tell you what it is you've been wanting to hear for however long, right? Just when you're about to take your power back. So Kamala is acting in that regard. The system has now seen that they cannot push this any further. They've had Biden there as somebody with dementia, and he just follows a script, and Kamala follows a script. Don't think for a second that she's some kind of empowered woman who's now, she's here to clean up the show. No, that's the character traits they're giving her. People need a hero now. It's really going to work if it's a woman, it's a Black woman, and she's going to say all the things we've needed to hear. After 9 months of blowing up humans and babies, we're about to lose the voting base. We're about to lose people. We take them right to the edge. We edge them as they're about to be like, this is it. I'm out of the system. I'm off the stage. We give them the hero. They give you the hero that you need. So Kamala's standing there saying some things we needed to hear, but literally not admitting to most of it, which is like 76 years of colonization, the Nakba, the frickin' military rule, the whole thing about Palestine, right? She just says enough, like the narcissist. Oh, I hear you, you're right, I'm not emotionally present, and I do this, and I do deny your reality. I'm going to fix that. We need to fix this. And then the codependent is like, okay, yay, finally. I've been wanting you to hear me for so long. I guess I'll stay. So people who are like eating up the Kamala story, fine, do it. You're basically just playing into the theater show. If any politician out there makes you feel like, okay, well, I guess Trump will do it for us. I guess it'll be RFK. I guess Kamala's going to clean up the act. No, none of these guys or women have vocally denounced the Zionist lobby that has occupied America. So America is under occupation, okay? There's a Zionist hand inside the ass of America, moving the mouth of America. America's a puppet. It's a puppet that's been occupied. So, yeah, that's all I'm here to say, is that what we're witnessing is, Netanyahu was gaslighting, Kamala is hoovering when the narcissist comes around and hoovers and says everything you need to hear to keep you in the relationship. And there is no hero out there. This is all a political Truman show. And allowing our emotions to get swept up into every single story that they throw at us is narcissistic supply. So in narcissistic one-on-one relationships, they like to keep you in an emotionally unstable place, never knowing if you're going to be safe, if this is going to end. And that's their narcissistic supply. So ultimately, we need to cut off the supply. We need to stop playing into the game, the theater show they're giving us. We need to get off their stage and make our own stage, our own world.
Yes. And I had to end it with that because, she is on point, and she is a prime example for all of my women out there, of a woman who is standing in her power. Okay. This is an example of a woman standing in her power and her sincerity and her truth. It's like listening to 432 hertz. I don't see the lies in what she is saying. I receive what it is that I'm hearing. So, it's not about, oh, women are not. No, it's about the truth, and then there's falsehood. I don't give a fuck if it's wearing pants, shorts, joggers, skirt, blouse. None of that matters in the matrix. This is the matrix that we're in. And the sister broke it down. The woman broke it down eloquently for anybody who cares to really listen to what the narcissistic aspect of the fact that we are all, being taken on a roller coaster ride And it is detrimental to a lot of people's mental health because we are now in a narcissistic relationship with the Democratic Party, the Democrats, and the Republicans and whatnot. Okay. Okay. She didn't say that the Zions are the puppets. She did say that they were leading. She said that they have America occupied. If I heard that, I don't know if you heard that, but yeah, once again, I have to say that I don't have any dog in this race, and may the best person win. Two wings of a vulture. May the best wing of the vulture win. You know what I'm saying? For those people that are out there who have a great sense of imagination, your imagination is lit. If you could visualize and imagine you going into that booth and pulling that lever and the world changes the next day for you, then you go ahead and do your thing. You know what I mean? Kudos to you. Empowerment, whatever you want to achieve and whatever you want to receive when you come up out of those curtains and out of that booth, may that shit work out for you. But we're going to keep doing what we've been doing. We're not going to falter, and we're not going to stop and slow down. We have a purpose, and that's where we're headed to. We're headed towards that purpose. But in the meantime, between time, all you got to do is know the ledge. Okay? Just know the ledge and don't fall off of it. So with that being said, Melanin Mondays is going to be tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow, mañana, in the building. I was asked earlier about my Cash App. I do have a Zelle. All right. And I will put that Zelle up there. Okay. For anybody that has the Zelle, we accept all donations. But if you have dinars, that's the Iraqi money. I'm beginning to look at the foreign money because the BRICS came together and had a conference, and that American dollar is on the way out. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. All BRICS. Okay. All BRICS. It's time to start looking at foreign currencies because they just did a drive-by on a dollar that's strong in. I'm talking about out there. Where was they in Russia or China? They did a drive-by on a dollar and they hit that shit up on some King Von, Lil Durk type shit. You know what I'm saying? They did a drill on a dollar. So, shit is crazy on a global geopolitical side, not local, on a geopolitical side. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Once again, let's get a word from our sponsors before we get up out of here. We have a sale on the March 125th for the Master Teacher Collection. This is the month of October. This is the month that we venerate the ancestors. All right. So kudos to all of the Master Teachers. Rise in power to Walter Williams, the Master Teacher. We will give him his eulogy on the show tomorrow. All right. But let's check out this commercial from our sponsors before we get up out of here.
Master teachers teaching, the ancestors watching, the devil's in the clock. The master teachers teaching, the ancestors watching, the devil's in the clock. The star seeds got to drop. Talk back to me. Master teachers teaching, the ancestors watching, the devil spit the block, but the star seeds got to drop. Talk back to me. Oh, 44 times.
To the family, to the family, to the family. Talk back to me, talk back to me, talk back to me. The master teacher's teaching, the ancestors watching. The devil spent the block with the stars he's got to drop. Talk back to me, Lord. The revolution.
Talk back to me. Ooh, yeah. Can you dig it? All right. So, yeah, the sale is on, 30% off. The promo code is save30. You put that in on the checkout, the Mart125.com. The Mart125.com is where you'll find all of those items that you just saw in the commercial. Thank everybody for their support. Love and light to the family. Thank you all for showing up. Oh man, I really enjoyed these 3 hours. I am on a high right now. I am elated. You know what I'm talking about? And it's from the energy that y'all are giving me through the screen. You know what I mean? So let's just focus on this positive energy. Let's take this positive energy into the sleep state. I don't want to put nobody in the fear state and whatnot. You know what I mean? We are vibrating at a high frequency. We know, regardless of whatever happens in the politician and the poll, we just dismantled and destroyed the illusion of what this whole political theater is about. Like the sister said, I want to get off of the stage. I'm tired of being gaslit. I'm tired of being, quote unquote, put into this narcissistic cycle and whatnot. I'm removing myself. I'm taking back my power, and I'm focusing on family and what matters the most, like my creativity and whatnot. That is what I'm voting for. You know what I'm talking about? That is what I'm going to get behind. So, like I said, can you dig it? Okay. We'll see you tomorrow on Melanin Monday, and we are going to close this out with the Grammy nominated song of the year. Okay. The one that started it all from the 44 Tops. You know it. The Facts remix. Peace, love, and light. All right.
Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. To this day. To this day. Blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Get to know the legend, sacrilegious Sunday to Melanin Monday. You can get to know the legend, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land, focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.